gripping out here ducking bitches. I ain't fucking with them unless they come with digits. Eyes heavy, fucking them. My system on the road with riches, trying to find an exit. Cash collecting like my pocket's pregnant. Don't ask permission, I just go and get it. Get the back, man. Doing dope with stretches, I ain't stressing, man. I'm counting blessings, I can't waste time. Shit too precious, boy, I'm bout mine. Straight finesse, all my niggas reckless. You can come and test it. Fastest way to get you to a rep. Decatur reppin' out, it's been my city. All that fuck shit, I ain't playing with it, boy. I'm about my business, still be pitching business. Still hustling like I think my pockets empty. Gas in my lungs, then my tank on empty. Scratching survive steady in my mental. No, I'm feeling it with every line I pencil. What you don't get, dog, is plain and simple. Run up a jet like a stepper lip. Get to the cash, it ain't making sense to you. Money talk, I don't think it speak to you. I'm just twisting reefer up, trying to smoke and get higher. Keep my eyes out for the cops, cause I ain't living through wires. I want the ice and the cream, and I ain't talking about bribes. Say I ain't getting the money, know the devil's a liar. I'm just twisting reefer up, trying to smoke and get higher. Keep my eyes out for the cops, cause I ain't living through wires. I want the ice and the cream, and I ain't talking about bribes. Say I ain't getting the money, know the devil's a liar. I've been out here trying to blow up, but this shit ain't ignite. Nowadays the radio, man, that shit ain't exciting. Feeling like I'm shining bright, but they just dimming my light. And I get higher senses, it's exciting that I'm grounded like tides. Changing thread cause I'm wild, think I build an empire. Fuck around, but fuck around and you gon' be right beside. So I watch you hang around me cause my niggas is fire. Keep my enemies close, ain't that cold of survival? Fuck it, not many rivals when you're hot as some top food. I chew blessing niggas as I'm spitting the gospel. Way above the bar like I'm a judge up in law school. Been a master at golf and now I'm passing the part two. Now look what it came to, I grow in my own shoes. Gotta look to the future, I ain't dealing with old news. MDS is the crew, ain't mistaken for time fools. Fuck law, rebellious, I abide by the cash rules. I'm just twisting reefer up, trying to smoke and get high. Keep my eyes out for the cops, cause I ain't living through wires. I want the ice and the cream, and I ain't talking about bribes. Say I ain't getting the money, know the devil's a liar. I'm just twisting reefer up, trying to smoke and get high. Keep my eyes out for the cops, cause I ain't living through wires. I want the ice and the cream, and I ain't talking about bribes. Say I ain't getting the money, know the devil's a liar.
Had an epiphany, more like an intuition, built for any situation. Handling it, no litigation, always attended, no faking the imitation. I was out working while niggas flexing flugazes, working for these white folks. How you expect to make it? Working for these white folks. Crackers still racist. They said shit was gon' change, but it ain't unless you change it. I can see the bigger picture, I just had to paint it. Dread like a roster, lead from the chopper, turn your head into some pasta. I kill for that guava, came from the bottom, hungry, starving, now my pockets on koala, strapped with a revolver. Racism still reside in this land we call free for no reason. Black still getting shot by police. Our youth down early, pop pills and OD. Homeless out in the cold, trying to keep dry feet.
I'm just twisting reefer up, trying to smoke and get high. Keep my eyes out for the cops, cause I ain't living through wires. I want the ice and the cream, and I ain't talking about bribes.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, I'm about to turn it up, yeah. It's lit. Hey, here we go. I got the sauce. I got the moves. I'm pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do. I got the sauce. I got the moves. I pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do.
I've been smoking, I've been drinking, I've been rolling, I've been leaning, living life like it's a dream. Need a bad bitch on my team. Where this chick I'm going home with, smoking like a locomotive. Throw it back, watch me control it. Party to the early morning, cause I need that. Just a little turn up to just to relax. Now I don't know that chick, check a whole facts. She the type to spend the night and take the whole bag. We in a big ass house on every floor, man. No, we just getting high for the low. Got a dub for the smoke and a pool full of hoes. No, we doing the most. Got to fuck with the program. And now I miss my plug playing phone tag. In the kitchen with these women playing grab ass. Ain't worried about shit but my goals. At my line for the code if you're stuck at the gate, fam. But you gon' need a case of beer or some bucks like that. At least some hoes to get up in here. Cause nigga, this shit jump and roll up or something. Give me shots of the Belvedere. I got the sauce. I got the moves. I'm pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we...
My first class I took, she gave me a 94.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Words with KB. We got some of the usual suspects in the building.
No, one of the usual suspects.
I'm part of the crew.
She's usual. She just sometimes in the chat. I think that's how it works.
We ain't seen her in 2 weeks.
I mean, you flaked on her last time, so.
Who, the party?
Yep.
That ain't got nothing to do with the damn podcast.
I flaked on you.
Okay.
It was an accident, though.
We got Basic Logic in the building. What's up, bro?
Yerp.
We have my special friend, our special friend. I'm sorry.
Big sis.
Yeah, we've known Big Sis. She's my sis. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. This is Takia. Ty.
Hello.
We're going to call it Ty.
Where do I look? All of them.
We're at the front right now.
This nigga said, where do we look? At the cameras. Yeah, when this
Ty,
link ain't working.
Ty, I sent you I sent it to your text.
I know it's not working.
Where it's sending you?
Hold on, man.
I have two back to back.
Ty, can you explain our relationship to the viewers as clearly as possible? Because don't be, you know how you are sometimes.
I don't know what that means.
You make up stuff and you try to explain like it's fact, but just explain our relationship, how we met, and all that stuff, so people understand our relationship.
Okay, so Kel is my bestie. My
We
male
taking these
bestie.
shots or not?
Oh yeah, let's start with
Can we
the
do the chant?
I always forget.
Chant?
Oh
Yeah.
God, I hate this chant, but let's do it. It came from some white people.
No, it did. Slave mentality. I'm just kidding. Go. Up to it, down to it. F those who don't do it. We do it because we're true to it.
Bro, this too much.
Let's get effed up.
Jesus.
Cheers.
Bro, we can't do this in 10 years.
Yeah, nobody trying to do
I'm going to do it in 10
We
years.
can't do this in 10 years. I don't say fuck that to those people who are not drinking. They're more
I
health
said
conscious.
effed. I said effed.
What does the F stand for?
I said effed up. I didn't curse.
What is that?
Tequila.
It's
What
tequila
happened to
that
cruising?
that shall remain nameless.
Do you like this tequila? You're a tequila drinker. Is it okay?
It's not the best. Damn. It's not.
I thought this was cool.
Anyway,
No tequila is really.
Kelvin is
the
my
best.
male bestie. He dated my female bestie in college.
Nigga
We
said
met.
We wasn't gonna mention that.
Wow.
First thing she say.
I didn't say a name. Could have been one of many exes. Because there's a whole series of exes.
Wait, so but I did so that's how we met. We met
Pledging.
we met pledging. She's a Zeta. Shout out to the Zetas right
Well,
now.
God, she don't never wear blue.
Barely. She don't be paying her dues.
That's
But
I do wear blue.
she wear blue sometimes. She got
Pick a
red on
favorite
the
color.
day.
Blue jeans. Royal blue.
I love my Z5.
So,
I love you, sorors, all of you.
Barely.
Makeup mute.
Right. So we used to
That's what I'm talking about.
so we used to ride with Mercer Zetas a lot. So we was pledging together and that's how we met. You know, we was always cool. You know, we had a more of a battle relationship. You know, as we was going through college, but eventually, you know, that grew into like a blossoming friendship. And now we like brother and sister, man.
I love Kelvin.
Yeah. So
He's going to be my bromade. That is a thing. I'm not making it up.
here she goes.
He's going to be my
Basically,
bromade.
do you know what a bromade is?
So do you have to wear a dress?
They don't know. He's going to be in a tux.
Well, you know, because now when, you know, that's like a new thing. Like Box had one of them. He had like a girl as his maid of honor.
I'm going to be in
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
a
his-
female suit as his.
But she wore a suit.
I'm going to
so-
wear a suit for his, but not for mine because I'm going to be in a wedding dress.
Oh, did he tell you was?
No, I
Oh.
inserted myself.
Now, what's
That's
up?
kind of how that works.
What's up, Tanisha? What's up, Ashley? What's up? We got. I'm gonna get a little roll call here. What's up, Katrina? What's up, Reggie? What's up?
Is that
Tessa?
my
What's
Reggie?
Up? What's up, She? What's up, boy?
So can I share this link?
What's up, Vontavious? What's up? The last one I was in. What's up, Brandon?
Okay.
Brandon, bro. She really trying to take your position, bro. She trying to take your best man position.
I'm
bro.
not Brandon. We're gonna share the role. We're
I don't
gonna
know.
share it.
I don't know, Brandon. You tell me how you feel about that in the comments, bro.
When last time you saw Brandon?
It's been a minute, man.
I ain't seen Brandon in like 6 years.
It's legit been a minute, man. We gotta get up. Reggie said, "What up?" So today, of course, today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Me and Takia just left for a brunch. I took her out for a Mother's Day brunch. Man, we got a little lit.
Slightly.
Yeah, we got a little lit. It was a good time, man. We went to BQE. Is that how you say that?
Don't tell Ian. Not Ian, but Keith.
What's wrong with her?
I don't know. I mean,
You know, Keith told us never to go there again.
he did.
Yeah, because they hosted the Trump rally.
They hosted the Trump rally.
Yeah.
They was trying to get some bread.
That's why I went after my engagement.
Bro, that's why I said. That's why I met my ex at.
Yeah, I like BQ. It's cool vibes.
Is
The
that some
food
good?
is great.
Hey,
The
I
food
actually
was
want to
awesome.
do.
I don't think I ate.
I actually want to do like a male brunch there, bro.
I think that would
We
be
gotta
lit.
call it something else.
No.
Brunch.
Bro, what's wrong with
A
that?
brunch for niggas. That's what
It's a brunch for niggas, bro.
Say we eating.
for. It
How about brunch for niggas?
has to be catchy to make people want to come.
B4N. Brunch for niggas. I think that's catchy, bro. All right, y'all. Hey, man, if y'all interested in participating in the brunch for niggas, man, y'all make sure you hit me up on the inbox because we'll do brunch for niggas.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, brunch for niggas.
The concept is
Because we need
awesome.
niggas like brunch too. Niggas like mimosas.
I agree.
No, mimosas have your stomach hurting. I don't like.
It's a
mimosas.
lot of empty.
It's because you use cheap prosecco,
It's a lot of empty calories though.
just like y'all drink wine out of a box.
That box wine be hidden, and it's called Black Box. Power to the people. For the
Shout out.
culture.
So, all right. Outside of that, we didn't get a video from Basic Logic that was good enough to show. I don't think so. We're not gonna show anything today.
No, I sent one to the inbox.
bro.
No, did you watch it?
Bro.
It was just a video of what happens if you don't watch your kids. Just show it real quick. It's 2 seconds.
Is it?
All right. Well, let me pull up this video, man. Y'all keep that conversation going while I pull.
I definitely know what happens when you don't watch your kids.
It just shows.
One of your kids' iPods end up in the toilet.
Brandon said I gotta get married. Brandon said I gotta get married first. Brandon, you think I ain't gonna get married, bro?
So that automatically get the
He acting like he
What
ain't
is it
trying
called
to. You
for
ain't trying to be
girls?
involved, bro. Come on, get your shit.
Kelvin
together.
didn't had his wedding plan since
the best
like,
woman. I definitely get the best woman rolled in.
I already got my list.
See, you're prepared, just like I'm prepared.
I think
Got the playlist
if you
going?
plan on getting married, you should have your list of people you want to invite.
See,
Straight up.
No, it could definitely change. A lot
it'll
of people
definitely
might
change,
not
but you
know.
already have a starter list. It
Come on
can
now.
definitely change.
Come on now.
I agree.
Yeah. Brunch. I think brunch is cool. Tanisha says, "I love that you love brunch," and I think everybody loves brunch. But just niggas just associate brunch with females, so they're not trying to fuck with brunch. But we're gonna do the B4N conference, brunch for niggas conference, and we're gonna have niggas there eating brunch, and they're gonna be happy
And married, drink and be married.
and be fucking married. All right, let me pull this video up, bro. Can y'all keep the conversation?
Hey man, the Lakers finally got a coach.
What was Luke Wilson or whatever his name is?
Luke Wilson.
What was his name?
Luke Walton, but
Luke
no, he's
Walton.
not. He got fired a long time ago. Frank
Not Kobe,
Vogel.
but what's his name? LeBron should just be the coach and play.
LeBron is the coach on the court, but
Like
you
the
still gotta-
director and the actor. I'm directing myself. I think. That
So
can be
it's
a
like
thing.
kids, like what, like are you one of the moms? Do you like gifts, or is it more like do you just like to chill for Mother's Day because he ain't got your kids
We're
with you?
not jumping in right now, bro.
That's
Let's
a-
keep the regular conversation going till after the video.
First
B.
of all, that's an awesome thing to ask because I never really got gifts. I've never in the 10 years that
Let me
I've
show the
been
video
a mother.
first before we go into the topic.
I
That's
really
how, that's
didn't.
how the podcast works.
Okay, I'm quiet now.
I didn't know what you
She's the
wanted to
boss
talk
right now.
about.
Talk about anything.
We were talking about anything.
Let's talk about your wedding.
That's a good topic.
What about you? What's happening with your wedding, bro?
So, ladies,
Planning's almost done.
Almost
Ladies,
done. It's 2 months away.
I asked Ian if
a
I
month
could wear
away.
whites or
It's a
black
month
to his
away.
wedding, and he said he didn't care. What would you say about a woman wearing black or white to your wedding?
What's
I
the
don't
problem
think
with
women,
the colors?
ladies, y'all really shouldn't be. I think they're so ugly. I mean, not ugly, but I don't think y'all should be wearing white wedding dresses. It's so traditional. Like, wear another color.
Creepy Sleepy, what's up, bro? What's
Is
the problem
Tessa
with white or
wearing
black?
Is she wearing white, or you don't know?
Yeah, she's wearing white, but I don't really like white. Like,
I'm not wearing white to my wedding.
yeah, I think you should just wear whatever color you want to. And
Yeah.
you should have like a dress that's maybe something that you could wear again one time. Be having these big extravagant Met Gala dresses that you're gonna wear one time for 10 minutes and then throw it in the back and you just spent 2 bands on it.
But it's the sentimental thing, value of it being the dress you wore on the day that you got married. That's why you keep it.
You ready to show this video?
Yeah, that's what happens if you don't watch your kids.
Let's see what he got here. Let me pull it up on the screen over here so everybody can see what's the fuck's popping.
This nigga always struggles with this part.
Because I'm doing it by myself.
Ooh,
You want us to help you? Go,
Everybody
go,
can't
go,
be tech
go.
Can you help with
savvy like
something,
you.
my nigga?
Go,
Niggas don't
go,
help with nothing.
Go.
teach him how to do it. I think he'll be good.
I don't know about that. Bro, is this the video?
Yeah,
It's 10 seconds, my nigga.
that's why I said it's quick. If you don't watch your kids,
Let me see.
It's less than 5 seconds.
Let me
It's a
see.
vine.
I want to see it. I'm intrigued
Kelvin,
now.
it started from the beginning. It's only 10 seconds.
Nigga, how? This is a terrible video.
If you don't watch your kids, they
I'm
bust
not-
their ass.
This is a dumb video. This is dumb.
It was kind of funny.
That was dumb.
It has to have boundaries.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was just terrible. It wasn't even. What's up, Dog Peaches?
Oh no, do y'all
that was a waste
Takia,
of
you
time.
watch Game of Thrones?
I think we're revoking.
No, I haven't watched Game of Thrones because my friend told me I needed to read this article about why black people should watch Game of Thrones.
Shouldn't?
Should watch Game of Thrones.
Why?
I don't know. I actually still have the article archived. I just never read it. Haven't had time to read for pleasure lately. Being in a class.
Did you watch Avengers?
Oh yeah, Milk and Honey.
No.
Did you go?
God damn, Takia.
Not the end game. But me personally, I don't like opening weekend. I don't like when people are going back.
It came out 3 weeks ago, Takia.
I don't like when people are around. I like having a theater to myself.
Trying to wait for it to go to the dollar
and that's
theater?
why I haven't.
Like, what's going on?
No, I haven't been on social media like that just because I don't want to hear what anybody has to say. I just want to go where people, the fanfare has died down. I want to be there by myself. I don't like people like that for them to be around and oohing and eyeing and making noises during the movie. I want to be there where I can watch it free
So
and
you
clear.
can yell by yourself.
Basically.
And I feel you with that, Takia, but my ability to avoid spoilers is not that great. So I gotta go see it the first week it comes out.
I have no spoil. Nobody has.
Cause you don't be
anybody-
on social media like
Like
that.
I literally told my kids at school, if you talk about it, I will post a F. I will give you an
Bro,
F.
I don't think that's legal.
I don't care.
I don't
can
want
find
no
a way.
more of that.
I just poured
I
you
can
some.
find a way. I can find a way.
All right, y'all.
around
So
it.
topic for today. We don't want to talk about Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones is trash. We don't. Endgame was good.
They
I'd
said it
rather-
was a Starbucks cup.
But I rather talk about Endgame on a different podcast. 'Cause it
Please
was
don't
great.
talk about Endgame right now because I need to go watch it.
She wants us to wait. She wants us to wait for it to come up on Netflix or something like that.
Basically.
Oh my bad.
That
Hold
shit
on. Hold
would
on.
be
No, they can't see
legit.
us. Hold on. Sorry about that. Thank you, Tanisha. Tanisha always keeping us right, man. This big supporter of the podcast, man. She is gonna be. She is Sora. She's gonna be in attendance for the podcast appreciation weekend, which is now. I don't know if I told you, Ian. It's now July 20th.
Oh, I need to put it in my notes because I'm planning something for July.
July 20th.
The whole month?
No, the last 2 weekends. I'm trying to get something in the works.
July 20th. If you are available and if you can do that, then you're good to go. So
My calendar.
yeah, so today we want to talk about motherhood, right? We want to talk about how motherhood has affected you, and not just women. We want to talk about how it's affected all people. We want to talk about how becoming a mother, specifically for women, has affected their life, right? Most of the women I know who has become mothers you know, they was their first time being a mother, and I kind of watched that transition from going from, you know, your own being to now your number one priority is another person.
Right.
It's just kind of scary, if you ask me. So I mean, we wanted Takia on the podcast a long time ago, but this was a good opportunity because I was already taking her to brunch, and I was like, hey man, come on the podcast, talk about how motherhood has affected you, and we got some call-ins coming. We got Tanisha gonna call in, talk about how motherhood has affected her. We got my cousin Tanisha. What's up, Tanisha? She's gonna call in. We got some more people call in too, and I also want some fellas to call in. Tell me how you feel about your mother, and we also call in our mothers. So Ian we got Mama Basic Logic. What we gonna call her? Mama Ian,
Mama Ruth.
Mama Ruth. I like that. We got Mama Ruth coming on, and we got
Mama Kelvin.
Mama Earlene. She got one of them old names.
Earlene. Because Ruth not old.
No, both of them old. Both of them they old now. Ain't no more. You ain't be no young Ruth now.
My mama named Patricia. I think that's old too.
It is, but it can work today.
Yeah, it can.
But Earlene ain't working.
Pat can't though.
Pat is okay.
Pat is old.
No, Pat is kind of
She gonna buy
cool.
Niecy though.
Okay. So tell me about Takia, when did you become a mother? Tell me about the moment you found out you were gonna be a mother.
Oh my God. You wanna know about the moment?
Yeah, I wanna know about the moment you found out you was gonna be a mother.
So true story. When I found out I was gonna become a mother, I could not hold my pee. I don't use public bathrooms, so I knew I was pregnant because I could not hold my pee for shits. So me and my soror Alex went to this place and we got a pregnancy test done and I was pregnant. And I was like,
what can you walk? So me, I've never experienced like a woman going through even taking a pregnancy test. So is that the stick
you
that
have.
you? No, what nigga who?
You ain't never had no pregnancy scares?
Plan B, my nigga. I ain't never got
Every
past the Plan
time?
B. I ain't never got past the Plan B, my
She
nigga.
just didn't tell. She just didn't tell you.
I ain't never got past the Plan B.
She just didn't tell you.
I mean, I invested a lot in
was
Plan B.
around when we were in college?
Hell yeah.
It was.
But in certain
was
counties,
just-
certain counties, men
You
can't-
had to have a prescription back then. That's what
No,
it was.
no.
No, you couldn't buy it over the counter back then.
Girl, I'm telling you.
No,
I
you
bought
couldn't.
plenty.
No, Kelvin, you really
Listen,
couldn't.
I'm telling you.
You might have paid for it, but you couldn't buy it.
No,
over the counter.
listen.
It just became over the counter. Let's
Man, how
Google
you gonna
it.
tell
Hey
me?
Siri.
See, this how our relationship go, y'all.
Men-
I'm telling
When did
her.
Plan B
I'm telling her I
become
was
over
giving
the
girl
counter?
Plan B.
When we were in college.
Okay, listen. The thing
See,
with
you
Plan
talking
B,
too much. Siri
the
can't
thing with
register
Plan
both
B,
of 'em.
the thing with Plan B is for some counties in Georgia, you have to have men can't buy Plan B.
Yeah, and in Fort Valley, the men couldn't buy it.
You can't buy Plan B in Fort Valley. The woman is the only people that can buy Plan B. So you would have and I prefer driving them up to the store, making sure they got it, because I don't want to disappear my $50. Back then, $50 was big. You know what I'm saying? That shit was like $52.39. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was really,
right.
I know what I'm talking about.
2006.
I know what I'm talking about.
So you know driving there was just like driving them to the clinic.
Hey, Creepy said Plan B King Birdie. I like it. But yeah. So if I drive up to CVS or something, you know we getting Plan B the next day, because you got it. The quicker you get it, the more effectiveness it has.
So all these girlfriends you had, none of them never had no pregnancy scares.
I ain't never got to the point with a woman where we need to damn piss on
They
a
just
stick.
never told you.
No, they haven't, bro.
Takia, you believe him?
I do.
I don't believe. What?
It might be that I'm just
Yeah, naive.
biased because it's Kel.
I think you can get it's times because sometimes people don't know. They be like,
So
"Ooh."
you done had girls piss on a stick.
In front of you.
No, definitely not in front of me. But I've had it where they like, I might need to take a pregnancy test, because you know girls be like, so you ain't never had nobody tell you, oh, I think I'm late.
Yes.
Okay, that's a pregnancy scare.
Yes, and that bitch come at the next week every time.
But that's not a time for you to take a. She probably like some people are just overly cautious because you know some people will be like, I'm late. You know, I'm 2 weeks late. And then, when we was in school, you might have been like, well, you might just be stressed.
Oh, it's all kind of things throw that period out.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said,
anything, bro.
One of the ladies that you mess with, she might have just took the test and then not told you. But unless they wanted to have a baby, and it was just like, it's coming.
I mean, I feel like if you taking a test, I need to be involved in everything. If you know about me, man, I'm very serious about children. So if it's a situation outside of Plan B,
so you very serious about children, but you was the same one that used to take women to go bride.
like, man, if like I said, if
I think it means if it comes into fruition.
If it comes into fruition, nigga, you ain't gonna play about that with me. But what I'm saying is, inside of Plan B situation, we getting rid of that thing.
Not now, especially not in Georgia.
Hey, now we got rules against the shit. So you got 6 weeks to goddamn
make
figure
sure
out
you
what
get
the
it
fuck
done.
you gonna do.
Get her done.
And you usually don't know until 4 weeks. She done miss a period, 4, 5, or 6 weeks.
But basically,
So now you got a very short amount of time to really figure out. I mean, that rule they put in there, man, is just bullshit, man. Takia, tell me what you think about this new abortion rule they got.
First of all, I have a problem with the old Caucasian male telling me what I can and cannot do with my vagina and my uterus. I do think.
Would you prefer it be a black man?
If it was a man, period. But the
It
fact
don't-
that,
exactly. That's
the
what- that's
fact
my
that
point.
it's a Caucasian one, it's an issue. Like
It
it's a
don't
real
matter. I'm
issue.
saying it don't matter here. Ain't no man should be telling y'all what to do with y'all.
Is it
bodies.
just because of man? So if a woman made the law,
It wouldn't be
better?
okay.
So
Period.
it's not
Nobody
that
should.
sex ain't got nothing
It
to do
don't
with
But
make
it
got
makes
nothing to
it
do
that
with
much. It hits harder when you're a man and you don't know what I'm going through. You don't have a vagina. You don't have a uterus. So you can't possibly know what I'm going through or what I'm feeling and emotions that I'm having surrounding me possibly being a mother or not being a mother. There's no way that you can identify with it because you don't have those vital organs.
Now, true, but not to get too far off topic, but we had that discussion before. I don't know if we had a young lady on them, but since we do, I know for sure now. Now, how do you feel like, on the other hand, those women, they're like, hey, this is my body, I can't control it. And let's say you're together with somebody and let's say it's a dude that wants to have a child and you're like, nope, I don't want to have it. Do you feel like men should have rights to be like, hey, whether they should have a say so on whether or not you can have the kid, or not per se a final say so, but they should have some input, because a lot of times it's just on the women. Like, if the woman want to have the baby, she gonna have it, and if she don't want to have it, she not gonna have it. And it's like,
Oh, shoot.
oh
I'm
Lord,
sorry.
see, you should have took it.
I should have.
Can you edit that out?
Yeah, the whole way.
That's a big ass.
Bruh,
That's one
a
shot.
big ass shot.
Damn.
That's like 3 shots, bruh.
Oh, you poured it.
Bruh. These
sorry.
big ass shots. Thank you, Aaron, for the shot glass.
Thank you.
But they big as hell.
And they're nice.
No, but so what do you what is your thinking on that? Because like I said, is you, like you said, you already feel like a man shouldn't have a choice. So are you on that same thing? If a man is like, hey, I want you to have a baby, would you be like, nah, I'm not trying to have it? Do you feel like he should have some say so?
I do think fathers should have some say so, and I am for discussing those options with the father. However, at the end of the day, I still feel like it's on the mother, because mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Like, there's no guarantee a man is gonna stay there and be the father that he should be. It's no guarantee. So I still think it's the responsibility of the woman to decide for the future of what they're bringing in the world or may not bring in the world. It's too many kids being brought into the world with that don't have that stability of having a mother and a father, and they didn't ask for that. So,
But what about like those instances where it's like, because you have to admit, a lot of times, and not, we have to always have to preface this with, some but not all, but it's some women, if the man has means, they're more likely to want to keep the kid. Like
So
all
you
these
think
random
there's
people.
a money correlation
Of
to it.
course, because if you get randomly pregnant by Chris Brown or LeBron James, whether you like him or not, you keeping the baby. Shoot, if you was my old lady, I tell you keep it.
I mean, that's a benefit. I mean,
I
let
can
me
agree
shut up.
with
Let
I
me go.
can definitely.
Why do
agree
you agree with that?
Because there is that factor, but at the end of the day, it's still whether the child is being taken care of financially by whoever, or not, it's still the responsibility of that female to ensure that that child is being taken care of, whether the father is financially able or not financially able. It still falls on the woman, because at the end of the day, whether you are, you know, involved in the kid's life or not, a man can choose. Like me as a mother, I can't say, oh, I don't want to be a mama today. I want to take a time out. I don't want to be a mama today. I can't choose that, but a man can always choose that.
Well,
that's always an option for a man.
I will say women don't have a choice when it comes to carrying the baby, but nowadays you seeing a lot of women now that are having kids, and they being raised by grandmas, aunties, and other people. Like, it's not as all on them. Like, a lot of times they still going, not saying they shouldn't, but they still going out having fun. Their life ain't really changed at all. And then they getting child support or spousal support, and he taking somebody who's not in the child's life is just taking care of the kid financially, and all they got, and they ain't really putting in no work, because they, like, you see these women that are, get pregnant by these random stars. They don't have the same, I'm not saying, of course I'm not in their life, but I don't think they have the same struggles as somebody who has to kind of do everything. If you got enough money to buy nannies and send your kids to the best schools and stuff.
But how many men are involved in selecting nannies? How many men are involved with that process? Like, it's still a process whether you financially have them or not.
Check out Reggie's comment.
You know, I don't got my glasses on.
I deal with...
Say it in the mic, bro.
I deal with deadbeat.
All right, Reggie says, I deal with deadbeat mothers every day, bro. What type of behaviors do these deadbeat mothers have, Reggie?
I totally agree that there are deadbeat mothers, but the majority is, like, even if I'm a mother and I have to, and I want to go out, I'm finding that person that's going to keep my kids. What man, like, the man in my life is not doing it.
It's a lot of time, and sorry to cut you off, but a lot of times the men aren't even given that choice. It's always, and not saying that sometimes we'll kind of push it off on the women, but a lot of times the men aren't putting that responsibility, like, hey, you need to be involved. You need to be doing this. This ain't babysitting. You got to watch your kid, not just because.
Like, I feel like men, like, when they have to watch their kids, they're like, oh, I got to babysit the child. No, you being a father to your child.
Well,
today.
people know
babysit. That's your
Oh
child.
yeah, because some men
do
do cover the conversation like they got to babysit when it's your kid, nigga.
Well,
it's not babysitting.
Right.
No, but I see that with a lot of the raggedy dad. We know some
Right.
good pops. They'd be like, hey, my kid's with me this weekend. Ain't no babysitting. It's like, hey, my kid's with me. I can't hang out. Or I can't do this. I got my kids with me. But a lot of times men get let off the hook, and it's just like, hey, all you got to be there is financially. And a lot of women don't help that, because women will be like, I don't really need you but for the check anyway.
So let me ask you this. You think, us as men, honestly, do you think we hold men accountable, you know what I'm saying, as far as being good fathers? Because I mean, you yourself you handle the fatherhood role. Do you think that, there's a lot of shitty baby fathers out there, and they may or may not be our friends? Do we hold them accountable for them being bad baby fathers?
I mean, I kind of think that notion is very, because I know way more good fathers than I do bad. So I
think at that point it's true, but I'm saying, like, maybe 9 years ago, that might not been the
because
case.
of the generation that we're currently in. Yeah. Because I think there has been an incline in the male parental involvement since, like, the millennial days.
Well, they're being forced to, because a lot of the women is out working. So it's like, hey, you gonna have to watch the kids. It was always just like, hey, you watch the kids, I got to go to work. But now it's like, the men and the women are both out working. So it's going to be times that, hey, you got to watch the baby, change the Pampers and all that stuff too. And that stuff, like, to be taught, that stuff is still kind of scary to me too, to think about having to change diapers and all this stuff like that. I'm like,
Are you scared to change a diaper?
Not really scared, but I mean, when the baby's screaming nonstop, how newborns are. I was like, shoot, that's scary to think. Like, I'm gonna only be getting 1 hour sleep.
When I tell you, I don't, like, I got 2 kids, and when I tell you, when they're in that breakable phase, I don't mess with kids like that. Like,
what's a breakable phase?
Like that first year.
No, me, I'm like that. I'm the same way until you can really speak, walk, wobble, hold your neck. Like I used to be
I'm
like,
with
I don't
you.
mess with the loose necks. Till you can hold your neck up. I really don't like interacting with you.
I
right, we
totally
right, we got-
agree with you. Like I only mess with my own kids. Like people be like, "Oh, I'm having a baby." I'm like, "Oh, great, that's great for me."
All right, we got Candace with a comment here about us talking about the bad baby daddies. She says that nope, y'all definitely don't be like, bruh, you trash, do better for your kid. And I feel like I've never had that conversation with a guy I know, and I definitely know some guys that could be doing more for their kids.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like all men know men that could be doing more for their kids, but we just give them a pass on it because it is man code that we shouldn't judge them on, things
Is it
like
man
that.
code though?
I think it's a man code because we don't ever talk about it. I mean, I've never had a conversation with my boys about how they handle their children, right? Because it's outside of my, I don't have kids, first of all, so I might be the wrong person. But even if it's two people who have kids, we don't have that conversation because it's like outside of like man code. What do men talk about? Talk about women. We talk about blah, 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 all this little bullshit. But we don't talk about real things like how are you treating your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like what type of relationship are you having with your kids? And it's hella bad fathers out there that's just getting away with it because they boys not reinforcing good behavior with them.
See, I don't think that's a men's thing because
I think that's a people thing.
I can flip that because people, I mean, you just don't. It's a lot of times like you can't. It's a very touchy subject to talk to somebody about
agree.
their kids
Yes.
because same way with Utah kid, you may know some moms that may not be the best. But you can't really. You may look and be like, she kind of raggedy. But it's people will fight you over their kids.
They definitely will, and I definitely will too. So I think, like, no lie, and you are total. I totally agree with you because even my family members, like, they do some things that I would never do with my child. But that's a real below the belt type of insult when you question somebody's integrity when it comes to their kids. Like, I'm of the mind of like I've learned to say like, ain't nobody finna tell me how to raise my kids and what to say to my kids and how to treat my kids. I would have a real issue with that.
But okay, so you saying that, how do we approach having a conversation about how somebody is handling their kid? If we identify some real issues and we already know that all parents have this protective attitude and it's a touchy subject to talk about them and their kids. So how do we approach them and say in a productive way and say, hey, I think there's an issue here, or you know what I'm saying?
You definitely can't come with no issue. You may just
It
like
has
a
to
regular,
be like casual,
a regular conversation
let me
and
slide
ask them
this
like,
in.
because you never know what's happening. Somebody you could be like, dang, that dude, he don't never go to see his kids. I don't never see him with him. You don't know, maybe his baby mama crazy and she be like, hey, unless you pay your child support, you ain't seeing them. Like we don't know. So
that's fair.
I would probably have a conversation with them just about like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on with that? And they'll probably let you know.
Right.
But
you can see the outline.
It's very difficult, and you gotta, because you can't, especially if you're a parent, they probably may listen to you with a little bit of advice. But if you don't have
parents,
if you don't have no kids, you just gotta shut up.
You saying
I mean,
you saying me.
You can't I
can't say shit
you
about
can't.
If my friends have kids and I feel like they're not doing their duty.
I don't think
you're saying I can't say shit.
Anything.
You know your friends, so you know the ones you could talk with, and it's gonna be beneficial for you to talk to, and you know your friends that if you talk to them, you might end up knucking with them over.
Right.
Because everybody
Is that worth it?
It might be.
I mean, sometimes you might not come back from that.
It depends on what type of person you're dealing with. Because honestly, like, if you don't come at me with, oh, you doing this wrong, you a bad parent, that type of attitude, I'm inclined to listen. Because I'm a very combative person. So if you come at me with that type of attitude, then you going to get what you come with. But I think there's been things that have been said to me, just laid out there, and I'm very flexible, so I can like kind of adapt to it. And if it's Like, you can be serving me shit, but if you make that shit look nice, I might just eat it.
Okay, so you're saying it's about how you say it, right?
Yeah.
All right,
It's how you
What's
say
the-
it.
what's
let me read
comments talking
Candace. Candace got 2 comments. What's up, Candace? So Candace, and correct me if I'm wrong, Candace. Candace does not have kids, but this is her thought process on it. I have no problem holding my team, her team is her friends, accountable, and I don't have children. And if you mad, then fine. I'd rather you be mad with me instead of saying you ain't know or nobody seem concerned. Her second comment is, especially if you depend on me to be a part of your kid life, then you've automatically given me a right to weigh in. I mean, any arguments here?
There's definitely none for me.
Yeah.
Especially if I giving you
What do
that
think?
responsibility. So if you came to me and said something about what's going on with me, Marley and Martin, I would definitely take heed to it.
But you know, okay. Let me explain. Okay, this is a great point. So let me explain. Ooh, explain. Let me explain our relationship between your kid and me, right? So I'm best friends with your baby father, and I'm best friends with you.
Yeah.
I'm the godfather of your children. I'm sorry, I always say child.
You be forgetting little man.
Martin too new.
I kept him hidden for a very long time.
He too new.
So I'm the godfather of her children, and so a lot of times, I mean, to be honest, I'm in a like touchy situation. You probably can see where I come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of the actions from Takia's side. I hear her kid when she tells me how she feels, and I'm like, fuck, because I'm like in the middle of this shit, and I really have to be calculated on what I say to each other, because I'm talking to both, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to communicate to both, and I ain't trying to take sides. I want to say everybody needs to do better, but I can't point fingers, right? As soon as you start pointing fingers, people start counting you out. Like, I ain't listening to you. You just pointing fingers at me. So, honestly, I haven't figured out a formula to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to bring good advice to it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me having no fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
I honestly think you do a good job. Like, just because you're an even keel person, I think you do a good job of not playing
what kind of person?
even keel. Like, you're not straddling the line. You know what I need.
I definitely don't straddle.
I think you know what I need, and I think you're trying to be supportive to your male best friend.
I
and
ain't really
supportive
am.
as
I love that
possible.
guy, man. What's up, bro? I love you, dog.
And I think it works just because I can be that rah-rah person, but I mean, when it comes to that situation, it's a delicate situation, so I understand.
I really want to hear his opinion on this, man. I wish I could have him call in, but that's not
We
possible
definitely
right now.
definitely gonna get the pops on for Father's Day, because we
Oh
definitely
man,
got.
I ain't even think about that episode
that's
yet.
it. That'll be dope.
Ah man,
Really?
that's
Would
gonna
it?
be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. I'll call my dad in. It's gonna be a
Oh,
mess.
that would
I'm
be a
straight.
deep.
'Cause he gonna be
Convo.
drunk. I already know how you feel about your dad, but we working on things.
Y'all should do that.
Yeah.
You should make that a thing.
I mean,
We'll call Takia. I'll call your dad.
My daddy cool as shit. Y'all just
I
don't
know.
know.
I talked to your daddy. I said I call your dad.
he'll be on here drinking with us.
He'll be like, up to it, down to it.
Right.
Let's get
So,
it. What we doing next?
So I wanna call a mother in, because I want to save your opinion for last. You know what motherhood changed, and I want to talk to.
I
me
think you
see.
should
I'ma
have put
call-
me in the middle because my arm looked like I'm Paul Bunyan.
Shut
My
your
arm
ass
look
up,
big.
oh buddy. All
I
right,
can lift a couple.
Let me call Tanisha, man. Let me see if Tanisha is good right now, because we want to call. I want to ask her some questions about motherhood, right? I want to get her opinion on things.
I want to talk. I want to not to. Is there a phone?
Hello.
Is that Tanisha?
Tanisha, what's popping? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. How y'all doing?
What up?
Hey,
Hi.
good. It's good. I'm glad you answered.
Got about
Call.
12 kids in the background.
It's only a set of twins. She's only been pregnant twice. Don't try her.
I just want to start by saying Happy Mother's Day, Tanisha.
Happy Mother's
Thank
Day.
you. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, Takia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry it's delayed. It's the reason why.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little late.
I'm sorry.
But so Tanisha,
Yeah.
so I want to hear about, when did you become a mother? I hear them the blessings in the background. I want to
Sorry.
I want to hear about when you found out you were going to be a mother.
Okay, well, and on April Fool's Day of 2016.
No, not April Fool.
Yes, it was April Fool's Day. I took the test at like 5 in the morning, and I was like, Mario's not gonna believe me because it's April Fool's Day. But we had been trying to have a baby for like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, he's not about to believe this. It's April Fool's Day. But I woke him up at like 5 in the morning, and I was like, look at this, like we're about to have a baby. And so, yep, April Fool's Day 2016 changed my life forever.
2016. So what was his response to the news?
I mean, I think he said something like, "Are you serious?" Like, "Oh shit," kind of thing. Like he was excited, but it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, so he was still asleep. But
Right.
he was pretty excited about the news. I mean, because we had been trying like for months, so it was something that we both agreed that we wanted to do, that we were excited about, and all of that type of stuff.
That's
So,
cool. Okay, so what? So
Yeah.
okay. So how was pregnancy for you? Like carrying the children. How tough was that for you?
Well, pregnancy, I mean, my mom says that I'm like, I have easy pregnancies, and that's why I have so many kids. But pregnancy was awesome.
Because you started off with twins, right?
Yeah, I didn't really have. Hold on, y'all.
We hear him.
He wants these. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it was a kind of a breeze. Of course, when we found out we were having twins, like our world turned upside down because we wanted one baby. We didn't really think we were going to have two. So that was a shocker. But after that, I mean, God was good. Like, I didn't have any complications. Of course, with twins, you're high risk. So I had to go to the doctor like every 2 weeks and get ultrasounds every 2 weeks, which is uncommon.
So with twins, you're more high risk for what?
I mean, you're more high risk for preterm delivery. Like, twins aren't expected to go 40 weeks.
Okay.
Like they were. Our goal was 38 weeks. Like I was never supposed to go 40 weeks, and I ended up going 35 weeks.
Okay.
Which for twin pregnancies, 35 is really good. But I mean, my twins had to spend 5 days in the NICU, which was kind of tough. That was like the toughest 5 days of my life.
Right.
Because their lungs weren't fully developed. They really weren't ready. They weren't ready, but for a twin pregnancy, the doctor was like, this is not bad.
Okay.
So, I mean, they were big babies for twins. I mean, they were 4 and 5 pounds, and twins usually are like 2, 3 pounds.
Oh, really?
So they were big, and they were ready to come. So I had them at 35 weeks, but it was really not a bad pregnancy at all. And I mean, a lot of people around me were concerned because, of my profession. They were like, that's a pretty, kind of rigorous profession to be carrying twins or whatever. But I mean,
he's a dentist.
I knew God had me. So we just did it. And it was a great experience, obviously, because I did it again.
Right.
And that's crazy because, we know Tanisha from, freshman. Like
Throwback.
Throwback. Straight up, turn up Tanisha, you know what I'm saying?
Turn up.
So now, she got a full family. And I always say this every time, like, you got a full family now. Like, I'm
whole
surprised.
Family of 5.
Yeah, for real.
But I mean, we had foresight, honestly. I mean, we bought a 5-bedroom house. Like, as soon as we got married, I think we already kind of knew that we were going to do this.
Right.
We didn't know how fast it would be. I mean, in 2 years, I had 3 children, and we'll be married 5 years in December. Mm. We didn't know how fast it would be, but we kind of knew. So we bought a big home, and we tried to make sure the bag was secured.
Right.
Before we started.
Got you. So can you tell me what's the biggest change that you got in mother? Like, what's the thing that shocked you the most?
Change. I mean, there's really no turn up. I mean, like, that's kind of the biggest change for me. I mean, I felt like everything else is just me being me. I mean, they're mini me's. I can take care of them. I can have fun with them. I can discipline them. But the biggest thing is my life is completely different. Like friends are like, you want to do this, you want to do that, and I'm like, no, maybe next month, maybe in 3 months, maybe in 6 months.
So you're saying, you're saying scheduling events,
scheduling friends,
okay.
And I feel like I've lost friends. I feel like I've lost friends, or my relationship with my friends have been different. But I mean, shout out to you because you still maintain a friendship. But
bro, I still feel like a shitty friend because have I met your children yet?
I seen them on social media.
I'm gonna be straight up. Am I a shitty friend for that? I think I feel like a shitty friend for that. No, I still support you, but I ain't never met your kids yet.
Yes, but I feel like in your regard, you're kind of like the getaway. So when I only have a certain amount of time because there's 3 of them. So it's like when me and you hang, it's to get away. I.e. the parties, the brunches. And I mean, you need getaway friends when you're a mom because you need to get away. So, I mean, yeah, you haven't met them and that'll change soon. But your role to me now is kind of like, okay, that's the getaway because I need that mental break sometimes.
That makes a lot of sense.
I agree.
So, I mean, that's the biggest change is just my life. Like everybody when I was in school, they were like, oh, you always want to turn up. You want to turn up. But now it's like the turn up is really not a turn up. It's just a scheduled event with friends when you can.
Yeah. An organized turn up if you have.
Yeah. A very early scheduled organized turn up.
I got you. So, Basic and Takia, y'all got any questions for Tanisha?
No, I just want twins.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
how is it?
What you say it again clearly?
I said I want twins. I'm fascinated with twins, so I always wanted twins. But like now I have 2 kids.
Fun. They're so fun, and like it's one of those things where it's hard in the beginning. Like that first month, Mario and I looked like deer in headlights. Like our eyes were big because we didn't sleep. That first month we did not sleep, and I mean, but it gets better, and then they have a bond that's crazy. Like my twins, the bond that they have when one is sick, the other one is sick.
Damn.
When one is sleepy, the other one is sleepy. Like it's like the twin bond is so sweet. They hold hands, they kiss each other. We're working on that because we're like, y'all can't kiss each other. Like that's not okay. But they see me and their dad do that, so they think, oh, that's what we're supposed to do. So I mean, they love each other more than anything. So like, it's like that bond is so sweet to watch, and I'm so blessed to have had twins. Like I just feel so blessed to be able to be their mom. So yeah, it's fun.
I think it's dope.
Basic. What you got for the? Because y'all good friends too.
Yeah. What up, Miss PBS?
Hey, Pageant Daddy.
Director.
This Pageant Daddy right here.
Director. Pageant director.
Please don't ever say that again.
I've been correcting them for that for years. No, I wanted to touch on a little bit about what you said about you guys planned. So how were you guys married for what, like a year or so before you had kids?
Yeah, we were married for almost 2 years because I recommend, and this is something, please listen to this and pin it. I recommend at least a year of being newlywed without anything extra. Go to Waffle House in the middle of the night, go on a random trip, have lots of sex all the time before you think about that, because it changes when you have kids.
Yeah.
You have to have scheduled sex. Like it changes.
Oh.
So, I mean, we were married almost 2 years, and when I say planned, I mean like we tried to have money saved. We made sure we had a home. We tried to make sure we had working. I had to buy a whole car because the car I was driving was trash, and I was like, I'm not putting a car seat in this car. Like we just try to make sure everything was in order as possible. But you're never 100% prepared. I mean, don't get that wrong. Like we still were not prepared for what we were about to get into. But you stay prayed up, and you at least try before you have a baby to make sure that when they come, they'll be in the best situation as possible, if you can.
Right.
If you can.
Yeah,
because I mean, my third baby, we did not plan for it. We did not plan for that.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a plan either. I was like, oh, is it?
Yeah. No. So I mean, sometimes you can plan, sometimes you can't. But I like that we were able to plan for at least the first time.
That was good because
Okay.
that's so good to hear that you guys work because everybody is not able to plan. Or
No,
not.
everybody's not. No,
Yeah,
no.
so-
And I mean, I do want to say something real quick about good fathers. Like, I just want to shout out Mario to being a great father.
You're
I mean, to
shout out
the
to you,
point
Mario.
of where he like orders what they need. He's the one that buys their clothes. He's the one. He does so much, and it's like people are like, how can you have this career and have all these kids and stuff? It's because I have a good father. So
Okay.
shout out to
What's up?
fathers, and I hope that narrative can change about fathers because I know way more good fathers than I know bad fathers.
true.
That's
I
what's
can't
up.
even name like bad fathers, to be honest.
Oh, really?
That are in my generation now. Older generations,
That's
yeah.
it. I was
But
about
in
to say.
my
I was about to say
generation-
that's interesting.
No, I'm saying in
I
my
agree with
generation,
you. I think the
yeah,
millennial
like
dads
my
are
friends,
they pop.
yes, my friends are good dads, or they try to be good dads. Like the people that I know, men, they do what they have to do. So shout out to fathers,
Right.
even though it's Mother's Day. Some of us couldn't do what we do
Yeah.
without the dad.
It's
so.
a team. It's a team effort, right?
It's,
So-
it's a team.
All right, so we got a quick question from the comments from Reggie Henry. You know Reggie. He said,
Hey, Reggie.
he said, did you get them confused?
Who is that?
Well, I mean, I mix
know
up their
Reggie.
names all the time. Yeah,
Is
Reggie.
this
Yeah,
how
I
get
mix,
the twins confused?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mix up their. No, I don't get my twins confused because they're a boy and a girl. But as far as my 3 kids,
You know Reggie
I'll
retarded,
mix
so
up
I had
their
to
names.
ask. Reggie retarded, so I got to ask him anyway.
But I mean, I know what he's saying. But I get their names confused all the time. Like I'll be like Maddie, Mari, Maddox.
Okay,
like,
but
their
that's
names
because
all
they have
sound the
similar.
same.
I like M names
Similar
too.
names. Yeah. So
What's
I
their
mean,
names?
I don't.
Maddie.
Mario, Madison, and Maddox.
No, you know what's crazy because you're twins. Because you got boy and a girl fraternal. But it's so
Right.
crazy because the boy looks like you, right, and the girl
Yep,
looks like
uh-huh.
Mario. And I
Yep,
always thought I
yep.
was like, that's so crazy.
And the new baby looks like Mario.
I haven't.
Yes,
honestly,
exactly.
So
I
the
said I
twin
should've
girl
named
and
them
the
all
new
Mario.
baby
Look
look
alike.
is
Yeah.
more alike than the twins.
That's crazy.
Yes, I know. My mom was so disappointed when they came out because she saw only a picture of the girl and she thought both twins looked like Mario. And she was like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, I mean,
That's crazy,
and their
though.
bond is crazy. So guys, if y'all have little girls, the little girls will have you wrapped around their fingers.
Damn.
The
We are-
bond between
we
a
already
daddy
know.
and a daughter is stupid.
Man,
Are you ready for that?
chill out, bro. I'm trying to find
And a mother
Trying to
son
find a girlfriend.
bond is crazy.
Girl, who you telling?
Yes, I know.
I be loving that little thing and want to throw them away all in the same breath.
Hey,
All in the same breath.
hurting. Okay. All right, Tanisha, man. You just left some tips for future mothers or people who are mothers now. Do you have any other tips you want to leave before we end this call? I get my next mother on the line.
I would just say cherish all the moments. Take pictures every day because they grow up so fast. And, you know, you're going to miss that baby phase. I mean, people can look at me and be like, you got 3 kids. But honestly, like if I wouldn't have made it to where I could have more kids, my son is 10 months and he's a big baby. I'm like, man, I want another little crying, screaming baby, which is crazy.
Right.
But you miss that infant stage so much. So take a lot of pictures, cherish every moment. If you're married, be just husband and wife for as long as possible because it
Right.
changes so much after you have kids and it puts a strain on the marriage. So you have to have a good foundation before because when the kids come, you're going to be like, oh my God, this person gets on my nerves so much. But it's really just because the kids are like weighing on you. So
Yeah.
those are my tips. And I mean, motherhood is the best hood out there.
Right.
Hey,
That's the best
dude.
label I ever
Hey,
gained.
Tanisha, you know we appreciate you supporting the podcast.
Of course.
and stuff,
I
man.
love you guys, all
Hey.
3 of you.
Hey, you
Love
already
you
know we
too.
give you that right back. So we appreciate you
All
calling
right.
in. We got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
See you next
Thank you.
month.
Happy Mother's Day to you. I'm sipping on sangria and
Uh-oh.
just enjoying my day.
Look, when we going back to brunch now? When we going
Yeah,
out
we gotta
brunch?
schedule that brunch. I'm ready.
All right, get it right then.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
You gotta set a calendar invite.
Man, twins.
But I just want to say, like, being pregnant is an amazing feeling. No matter if you're sick or not, that's the best feeling
It's
you will.
magical.
It's very magical.
Bruh.
Like, do you know what God has provided for the human body?
Bruh.
Like, that junk is unbelievable. It's
Bruh.
like we're making a whole human being.
How you, bruh? I can't even comprehend it.
But pregnancy is the easy part.
What?
Pregnancy is the easy part. It's the stuff that goes on after pregnancy.
That's the hard.
That's the hard part. Being pregnant, like I would be pregnant 10 times if I could afford bearing what come after the pregnancy.
Man, you sound like one of these surrogates out here.
No,
trying to get
I would
some
be
money.
somebody's surrogate.
Let me get them
surrogate mothers.
20K.
I promise to God,
Hey,
I
they be
would.
paying now.
I would be a surrogate
Educated woman.
as long as I can give the child away at the end of the. I just want to spit that sucker out and give it to somebody else.
So that's even an interesting conversation to have, talking about actually having the child, because we got our next call coming up. But I want to hear about like actually delivering the child, like, cause I mean,
You know,
I
that's the
talked to-
closest somebody can come to death without dying.
Right. So that I've had a lot of conversations with people about who have a fear of delivering a child. Like, what do you think about that? I want to hear your opinion too.
It was an awesome experience. I don't want to see it because I'm not a blood person. Like I never saw one of my kids actually coming
okay.
out.
Right.
But I mean, you think it's a, I want to say amazing. It's a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
It's life-changing. Like you forcing a child out.
Yeah.
It's a
showed
big
me.
deal.
They showed me the process when I was in high school. They showed
Like
that,
an actual birth.
oh yeah.
Oh,
They showed that we had to get
it's
something
big
signed by our
graphic for a high
parents.
school kid.
Yeah, we had to get something signed by our parents.
3 people in this high school class. I saw this.
Nah. Dude, this was a full. We had 20-some people in this class. When
He
they
said
showed.
20.
Oh, 20
So
people.
20?
You know how many people in my senior class?
No, I'm talking about in the classroom.
Oh, I'm talking. How many people were in your senior class?
90 something.
How many were actually graduating?
No, 90 something graduated.
Oh, it was like 300 people in my class. 300
Way too
plus.
many.
7.
That tells me a lot about your school.
I
It
had
was
more
big.
people in my graduating class than I had in my freshman class in high school. I mean, in college.
Oh damn! Shout out to Fort
Yeah.
It was big.
Shout out to Fort Red. So yeah. So when they showed us that video, man, it looked like an alien. It looked like a movie.
But women, like, if you actually think about it, think about the fact that they can make a whole human being
Inside
grow
of-
in their body, and
It's
they
a-
have everything they need. They have
It's
all
a
the
movie.
connections
Look.
for a child to have nourishment, to grow for 40 weeks, which is 10 months.
Yeah.
They have all the equipment
It's-
they need.
it's a movie.
Like, that's definitely some alien shit.
When I saw that, I was like, "This can't be real. What is this? What is all these juices?" I was like,
Oh, no.
But the thing that the
Listen,
woman's
have you seen
body
it?
is prepared to do that every time they have a
I
menstrual
don't-
cycle.
I don't think so.
"You hear this?" Say that one more time. Have
That's
you
that
seen
California joke.
Listen, have you seen an actual child? Like the video they gave us, it wasn't where it had angles. It was one angle right on the vagina, my nigga.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It was a big
don't wanna see
angle
that?
because
I
so
don't
you
wanna
can
see
see
that.
everything
Just
that falls to
imagine
the
looking at
ground.
that after your woman done had it and having to go back in there.
I'm gonna be on the side.
It gotta be.
Cheering on.
It gotta go back to being beautiful.
You gonna be sitting
Go,
at the head of the bed.
go. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Look, this nigga gonna try to be outside.
He gonna be standing at the head of the bed. Like, he gonna have the same view
I
that
don't know.
Tessa had.
So, right. So let's call
They gonna
our
put a mirror down there.
let's call our next guest in, man. This is my cousin Rain. Let me see if I can get her on.
I like how she spells her name.
Hope y'all been paying your phone bill.
I'm free weekends.
Anytime, man.
Well, you know them Verizon be
Hello?
on something different.
Hello?
Nisha, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the podcast, man. We got Ian Cowler. You know Ian Cowler.
Hey, Ian.
From Fort Valley.
Why did you say my whole government like that?
Government.
My bad, bro. We got basic logic. You got Basic Liza now. You ain't never talked to Basic Liza, but you know Ian. And we got my homegirl Takia. You met Takia.
We did.
The
We
last
met.
time he was up here.
The last couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cousin.
Right.
The poetic justice pull up.
Yeah. So we all familiar. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to you about, the first time you found out. You want to answer that first?
Yeah, that's my mama too.
Oh, okay.
Happy Mother's Day,
She
mama.
need to jump on too.
Oh Lord, I don't know if y'all want her to be on there.
Cousin right there. That's my cousin right there, big cuz. So I really want to hear about the first time you found out you were pregnant, and what's my two main questions here with any of the moms I talked to are, when was the first time you found out you were pregnant, and what was the biggest change becoming a mother? So tell me about the first time you found out you were pregnant. Like, what were the thoughts going through your head?
When I found out, I was at the doctor's office because they thought I had fibroids.
Okay.
So they told me to come in. It was like my annual physical thing or whatever. They were like, come on back in because we feel like you got fibroids. We're going to do an ultrasound and check everything out to see what's going on because it run in our family. I don't know if you know that, but it run in our family with the women. They have
every time.
Yes, they have fertility issues.
Okay.
And so I was, 24, I think? And that's about the time, that it really started kicking in.
Right.
So I went in for the ultrasound, and it was a baby.
Baby.
Was
Ooh.
not a fibroid. It was a baby.
Okay. So
And,
how did you feel about that? I wanna know. I'm all into emotions now, so I want to know how you feel.
Well, I'm not like real emotional like that.
I know, but they don't know.
So when I found out, it was just like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, I was doing what it took. So hey, that's what happened.
Gotcha.
I agree.
So I was just accepting of it.
Okay.
And then time I left the doctor's office, I called my mom and told her.
And
that was pretty
what
much
was
it.
what was your mom's response? I think that's probably a regular occurrence where you call your mom first.
Well, my mama was at work when I told her, so she couldn't probably say what she really wanted to say. But she just was like, I knew that's what you was about to say. She had a feeling that I was pregnant because moms are like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Oh wait, hold on. She gonna tell what she said. Tell me what you said, Mom. Hello.
Cousin, what's going on? Welcome to the Words of KB podcast.
Hey,
This is podcast. Tell them what you said when I told you I was
I
pregnant.
said, "Oh Lord, I knew that's why you were calling me to tell me you were pregnant."
So how did you know? You just had a feeling?
I just had a feeling. She done been pregnant 5 times. I'm sure she had a feeling. She actually told me. I'm just saying, you know how it is when you know your kids.
Right.
That's what she said.
Okay.
So that was how I told her, and that was my first initial reaction. And then I told the baby father.
Okay. Okay. So after you became a mother, what was the biggest change you would say as becoming a mother?
The biggest change was having to put somebody else first all the time, 24/7. Like every decision I make is gonna affect him either directly or indirectly.
Okay.
So like I have to have more forethought. Like I can't just act impetuously anymore. And at 25, that's kind of hard to do because I'm still young.
Right.
I'm still young.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of hard to do, to be like, dang, now I got to think about everything I do.
Right. So how did you transition to that? You just did it, or was it a struggle, like having to change your whole life? You know what I'm saying, due to a newborn baby.
I don't think it was a struggle as far as that. I mean, because I had a horrible pregnancy. Yes, I did, Mom. I had a horrible pregnancy. I was sick the whole time.
Okay. So you had, so we talked to Tanisha before. Her pregnancy was more smooth. You saying yours was more up and down?
Yeah, I was sick the whole time, like different things, having to go to neurologists and just, in and out the hospital on bed rest off and on. I had to stop driving when I was like 6 months pregnant, like all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came 5 weeks early. I was in labor for like a whole 4 weeks before he came at 35 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I was dilated all of January. He was
Right.
due in March and he came the first week in February.
That's crazy.
So, and then him coming early, we didn't have any like preemie stuff because he was only 5 pounds.
Right.
And I had him the day of my baby shower. So like my baby shower, I was in labor because I was in labor for 4 weeks. So
Right.
I had him. I got home. We got all the cars unloaded, and my water broke. Time I sat down on the couch after the baby shower.
4 weeks.
So then I had to go to the hospital, and then he was here like 6 hours later because they
No,
couldn't stop it. Once that water break, they can't stop it no
Right.
more.
I didn't know you could be in labor that long, but basic. I want to know if you
You
have.
can if you dilated, you in labor. If you know,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
no,
yeah, dilation is labor.
So that's the
Right.
start,
It's,
and
it's
we
not
can't
active.
stop.
They call it active labor. Once the water breaks, it's active labor. But you are in labor once that cervix starts to thin and dilate.
You, Tanisha, this basic. You said your water broke while you was in the car.
She
No,
said as
when
soon
I
as
got
she
to my
sat on
house.
the couch after
Oh.
her
As soon
baby
as I got
shower.
home
baby
and sat
shower.
on the couch.
Was you at your
After the
mama's
baby
couch?
shower.
Did you have like plastic on the couch or?
That is so
No, see, listen, that's besides the point, Ian.
right.
Are we sitting on that couch when we go to your house? Let us know.
No,
Juices
that
on
couch
there.
is long gone. They ain't got that couch is. Ian, my child is 4. That couch is long gone.
It was there for at least a year after that.
Yeah, it was there for a year after. But when your water break, it's not like the movies. Every woman water don't.
Wait, what is it like? I have no idea.
When your water break is not like the movies, it's not gushing out like on the dang on cone heads.
like
That's
a
not what
pee.
happens. It's like
pee.
a little pee.
Like
Yeah,
a-
so
Oh,
I
it's a
thought
little
I
pee.
peed on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I had peed on myself because I got up and I was like, well, maybe I done peed a little bit because
Yeah.
I had a
And
long day and all this
that
kind of
happens
stuff.
with pregnancy.
You know what I think it is for the fellas
Yeah.
that's listening?
Uh-oh.
You know, like when you forget to shake when you be at the toilet, then you
That little bit come out.
tuck it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
I
that's why your
can't.
that's your water break.
Because you
lot of-
can't hold your pee anyway
For
when you're
nothing
pregnant.
when
So
you're pregnant.
Yeah,
So it's like I
struggle
thought I
with
just peed a
That's
little bit
how
because
I
I was
was
at this
pregnant.
point, I'm 30. I was 35 weeks exactly. That day I was 35 weeks. So I'm like, well, maybe I just can't hold it because he on my bladder. But
Right.
when they tell you how you know when your water break. If you soak through a pair of underwear or a pad or something, then you know that your water has broken.
That's it.
So
Man.
yeah, so that was it. I had to go to the hospital after I sat at home like an hour maybe
Okay.
because I wasn't sure. And then I went to the hospital
All right,
and he
Takia.
came.
Takia, you got any questions or comments about you want to ask?
How do you feel about people telling you about your parenting?
Oh, you know, she don't play that.
That's a good question.
For me, because the other mothers that I know, other parents that I know, they don't go through what I go through with my child because, Kelvin knows my child is special needs. He's on the spectrum. So as far as I know, he's the only child in our family that's on the spectrum. We have other disabilities and things like that, but he's the only child that's on the spectrum.
Right.
For pretty much all my sides of the family. I have one other little cousin that's on the spectrum on my mom's other side. So anybody that's trying to give me advice can't really relate. So it's kind of like I take advice from like my mom because she's here with him most of the time, so she knows what we go through. My sister, she's not a mom; she really can't give me much advice. But other mothers, they can't really give me too much advice because they don't have insight on what I go through day to day. So it's kind of like I listen to extent, but you can't relate because everything from potty training to to his diet, everything is completely different for a child that's on the spectrum.
Right.
Because they're sensory sensitive, so certain textures he won't put in his mouth because of the texture. Certain things, the colors, if that color he doesn't like, he won't touch it. So certain smells, sounds, he's sensitive to a lot of different things. So it's like I can't take advice from everybody because this is a first time thing for me. But I'm a nurse and I work with children that's on the spectrum, so I already knew how to handle it from that point, like a professional point. But those are other people's kids that I was dealing with, so I can send them back to their parents when
that's different.
my time with them was done.
Right.
This one is mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I got a lot of insight from working with those children. But as far as like other people, they really can't tell me much because they don't deal with this child.
Now, Tanisha, can you? Sorry, not Tanisha. Can you explain that for the people who may not know? What did you say? What's the spectrum?
Autism
The autism spectrum disorder.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called
So
ASD.
instead of just it's called ASD because it used to just be called autism, but they changed it to spectrum disorder because it's a wide range of behaviors
Right.
and symptoms and signs that all children don't fit just one thing. So it's called a spectrum disorder because it has low functioning and high functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like Asperger's and things like that, those are technically,
High
you know, on the
functioning.
spectrum. Very high
Because
functioning.
they just don't make social connections, but they can function like a regular person. They just don't want to be
Yeah.
a friend. They don't know how to react to emotional things. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
The Good Doctor?
pretty much. Yeah,
Let's
pretty
show
much.
The Good
They
Doctor. He has
Yeah.
Asperger's.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good example. Yeah, he has Asperger's because a lot of children that's on the spectrum are very smart. Like, what you know, because Ryan is very smart,
Right.
but he is nonverbal, so he's considered like low functioning because because they can't really evaluate what he knows and doesn't know because he doesn't respond verbally.
Right.
But he understands everything that we say to him. Like, I know y'all hear him in the background.
Yes.
He be turned from the time he wakes up.
So so far as because hold on one second. Hold on one second.
About him.
You're right.
Go
It's
ahead
like-
here now. So I mean that's even another layer to motherhood that you know is even more when you have to deal with a child that has special needs and things. Because I know we heard about autism a lot before, but I know being in the nursing field, you probably had to deal with a lot more. But I don't think like African American parents, we don't really. I feel like we don't deal with kids that have special needs the same way as other races maybe do. A lot of times, if they're acting
You're
out,
right.
we just think they got an attitude problem, or
Yeah,
they just
that's
they need a spanking or something like
Usually it's
that.
longer for us to diagnose.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
to
And
diagnose.
we are
People
all
think that
often
he's
in
spoiled.
denial.
Yeah,
Like, we
Yeah,
don't
a
want
lot
our
of parents
kids
are
to
in
be
denial.
labeled.
Yeah, because that's one thing you don't think of when you're pregnant or you having a child. You think of you just want them to be healthy physically. You want all their toes to be there, all their fingers to be there. You don't want them to be bald headed. Superficial things.
Right.
And you don't even think about
say bald headed.
the other. I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
don't think about the other things that could possibly happen. What if they have cerebral palsy, or what if they have autism, or what if anything could happen in Down syndrome or whatever.
Right.
So it's kind of like you don't think about it. I was just like, as long as he was healthy, because I was sick the whole time and I had issues the whole time. I didn't care as long as he came out healthy.
Right.
So I was like, hey, it is what it is. But being a nurse too, I knew the signs before his doctors would diagnose him.
Right. And it's better.
So I
to be
knew
proactive
long
than
before.
reactive.
Yeah. So I was able to kind of get everything started with him, from 2 years old, and so we can kind of get him caught up and everything.
So your
And he was
doctors
definitely
diagnosed
healthy.
it too?
I don't know how to even answer that. A lot of doctors don't listen to Black women either. So, so with that, and then me being a nurse, they think I'm just coming in with extra concerns for no reason. But I know the signs, I know the symptoms.
Right.
So I went on my own and put him in speech therapy. I went on my own and got him an appointment with the psychologist and got him diagnosed. And then I went to his doctor and said, hey, I done got him diagnosed. Y'all need to add this to his chart. And from there, she started giving me other referrals.
Okay.
Because her nurse practitioners weren't listening to my concerns. So I had to just go around them and go straight to the doctor.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So if y'all listen, y'all go to doctors and they nurse practitioners and they PAs don't listen, you can ask to only see the doctor when you go in. Tell them you only want to see the doctor. And then you won't have to deal with it.
Damn.
That makes sense. So,
That's
because I
crazy.
feel like they try to give kids nowadays, especially with Black boys, they try to diagnose them with all these certain things. So they're doing it separately, like speech and sensory. So they send you to the orthopedic person. And so they get all these different diagnoses. So they getting an insurance claim for all three of those different
For
things.
separate things.
Right.
When really everything
It's
falls under
one
autism. Just go ahead and
umbrella.
give me that diagnosis so I can go ahead and get all his referrals instead of having to do a speech and an occupational because they're concerned about these different things. Give me that one diagnosis that I know will cover everything.
Right.
That's crazy.
So that was kind of my issue with that.
That's crazy. So, so Nisha, you got so wrapping up, you got any tips or any wrapping up words that you like to give mothers or anybody in general?
I think my tip for mothers, especially young mothers, is after you have the baby, don't get stuck and only focus on the baby. You gotta also get back to yourself too, because that's how a lot of women, I think, experience that postpartum depression. Because now your life is completely revolved around this one tiny little person, and you're not talking to friends, you're not going nowhere, you in the house looking at this baby all day, every day. I think you need to get back to yourself too, slowly but surely.
Right.
Start to be social again. Start to, get your hair done, get your nails done, whatever that's going to help you relax and get that peace of mind, because that's a struggle to deal with.
Right.
That's really good advice.
All right, find your normal and get back into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm still young. I still got to live life too.
You are still
Right.
young.
Living my best life.
You still got a lot of life to live, man. I appreciate you. Picking up and joining in on the episode, man. You always be in the comments, so I really appreciate you taking this call.
Yep.
Happy Mother's
Yeah, no
Day.
problem.
Happy
Happy
Mother's
Mother's Day.
All right,
Thank
now.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I just want to point out that I really think that
Hold on, I'm gonna hook you up to the Bluetooth. Okay?
as black women,
No more cushion.
I don't
I
want
clicked
the
it
cushion.
wrong.
I
Yeah,
just
that
want
took
the
out
angle of
sound.
the camera. Look how big my arm is.
So we waiting for him to hook up to the Bluetooth in a second.
I don't need, and then my fupa showing.
Or pair a new device.
What kind of phone is that?
I mean, it's a S10. I think.
And what is that?
Or you can just call on my phone. How you feel?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Oh, okay.
I told you he was going to call from a 229 number.
Okay.
Them 229s, boy, I tell you.
Chill out.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this off air.
Kelvin, one of the last folks out there with Cricket.
Bro, I still got minutes, bro. I got 400 minutes a month.
Kelvin be like,
On Cricket?
Kelvin be
No,
like,
I got Verizon.
he got Cricket. Kelvin be like, I got to go.
So
But he don't talk on the phone much, so it makes sense for him not to have minutes. I mean,
I'm gonna run to the restroom, but I want you to lead the question in here. Okay.
All right, cool.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, mama?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You live on the pod. You live, mama. You live.
Mama Ruth.
Hey. Hey, everybody.
Mama Ruth, what's
Thank
up?
you.
What's up? It's KB
Hi.
and Taki over here.
She's so loud. Hold on.
I'm gonna turn down a little
Hey,
bit.
Kelvin. Hey, Tybia.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, no.
I'm doing wonderful, my dear.
If anybody ever has met my mom, you would know where I get my personality from. She's caring and very funny, just like me. So
First of all, your mom's way more cuter than you.
Facts.
Nah, and you know what's crazy when y'all said, or what should we call her? Like people who meet my mom call her Mama Ruth.
Mama Ruth, that's her nickname anyway.
If you ever met my
Ruth
mama,
in the house.
yep, she is like a mama to everybody. She one of them old
I
school
believe
mamas that'll she'll see you in the street like, hey baby, what you doing over there?
Yeah.
Get out the street.
My type of mama.
Nah, mom, but we just calling different moms to get the perspective on things for Mother's Day. Of course, you've been a mom, for me and my little sister, and you raised us a little bit different because of course I feel like you learn different experiences from each child that you have. So can you just give some advice on there on things that you might have done differently with me that you did with Jay, my little sister, and different advice that you would give to moms out there and things that you learned from, having your first child to your second child, like things such as that nature?
Yeah, Ian. Those are great questions. Well, Ian and his sister Jalen are 5 years apart.
So he's the big brother. And so what I did was, because I was a single parent most of the time, I had to make sure that I understood both of their personalities. It's two different kids, two different genders. So Jalen is incredibly strong-willed, whereas I had to tell her stuff several times before she would actually do it, but she would do it. Whereas Ian was very compliant. He has a steady personality.
What?
So Ian, yes.
That's news.
You don't rock the boat with Ian. Ian don't rock the boat with you. But once he gets in his element, then I noticed that he really opens up, whereas he'll sit back and observe things and listen. But with Ian, I only had to tell Ian things one time.
Wow.
Like, I didn't have any problems when Ian was in school. Ian waited till he got to college to wild out. You don't think Mama knew?
Well, that's good. That's good to know, because
Yeah,
I met
he
him
waited.
in college, and I'm like, what Ian you talking about?
Okay.
See, and I didn't know Ian was as animated as he was, because he was so compliant and so obedient and so supportive to me and his sister. But I did not raise him to be the man of the house, because he wasn't the man of the house. He was the young man of the house.
Right.
I was the mother of the house. So I think oftentimes parents, we love our kids so much, especially our sons. No shade to the daughters. We love our daughters too. However, with those young men, when you don't have a man around, you can't go making them the man of the house, because then it gives them a false sense of rule and authority, and it's out of order.
Right.
So, but what I did do was I made sure that I respected Ian as a young man, and that his sister had a respect for him. So her respect for her brother is almost a respect that you would have for a father, because her dad wasn't around, to where even to this day, if Jalen tells me something, she'll beg me not to tell Ian.
Oh, wow.
Like, she's like,
That's
please
interesting.
don't tell my brother. Like, let me get this right
Right.
before it gets back to Ian, because
Right.
she has that level of respect. It's like a reverence that
Right.
she has, a healthy respect for her brother, because of the 5-year difference, because I raised her to always respect her brother, even though she may not agree with him.
Right.
I always raised her to respect her brother, which taught him how to be respectable to me, knowing my position as mother, and how to be respectable to his sister. So now he can be respectable to his future wife, Tessa.
Right.
So,
How do you
can-
feel about that, man?
That's
no,
awesome.
that's I didn't really know that was what was happening looking in, but it definitely makes sense, and that's what I think people need to really get back to, because that dynamic is hard, because it is, even though we just talked about it, there are a lot of new fathers that are in the household, but there still are a lot of single mothers in the home that are, even if they're not single mothers, it's split parenting, where the father may not be in the home all the time, and you always still have to have that respect for the fathers and, for your mother, which will lead to respect of, women and men as well.
Period.
So, yeah, no, that's
dope.
Dope,
And now
dope
that
insight.
she says it, like, I really just want to say, Ian is like one of the most respectful dudes from Alpha Pie.
Wait.
No lie.
What did she say?
No lie.
What did she say?
No
Say
lie.
it one more
Like,
time.
I'm just thinking back to
I'm
like when I
confused.
first met Ian.
I'm
Ian was
confused.
the most respectful, like, hands down, no lie. Period. Now that I'm thinking back, like, Ian was one of the most respectful dudes that came out of Apple Pie that I've ever met. Like, even to this day, like, certain things like that y'all or Apple Pie would blow up about, he just let it roll off his shoulder and be like, oh, okay.
I'm trying to think now.
Like, he really
I
is.
think I'm wrong. Then.
Wow.
Like, he
Great
really
guy.
is.
And I have to
think I'm
say
wrong
something
then.
about Kelvin.
Oh boy.
Kelvin is respectful too. I love Kelvin, but
Well, I'm
like
trying to understand,
first out,
'cause I know
when
it
I
is a
first
minute-
met Kelvin, he was very combative with women. He was very condescending to women.
I mean, I
but
was
Ian
South
has
Georgia, I ain't
I've
know
always,
no
never
better.
seen that side of him. I've
Yeah.
never seen that side of him.
Elvin,
I grew out of
Ian
that.
has
I have
always
to
been
say
nice, like respectful
I have
of
to
females.
say something about. I want to say something about Kelvin. I don't know if Kelvin knows this. I'm gonna try not to get emotional.
Oh boy.
But when I tell you that Kelvin helped me raise Ian, especially when he went off to college and he pledged, because Ian was 17 when he went off to school,
Super
and I
young.
just
I remember
knew,
that.
yes. And Kelvin really, like, there's probably some things that I'll never know. Not sure if I want to know Ian, that Kelvin had to deal with Ian on from a big brother / uncle / father tip. And I thank you, Kelvin. You know whatever you poured into Ian. I appreciate you because as a single mom, you want a young man to come alongside of your son. Like I prayed for Kelvin. Y'all can call him KB, whatever y'all call. I call him Kelvin. And you really spoke into Ian's life, and you held him, made him accountable. You helped to make Ian I don't know if Ian ever told you, but
Ian
you
don't say nothing about
Ian,
nothing.
Well, when you and all the times you helped him and you let him use your car, he had a key to your place. You obviously trusted him. I mean, those things make a difference in a young man's life. And I just thank you when he was away at school doing God knows what, especially after he pledged. And I do believe that you guys starved my baby, but I won't go there.
Hey, man.
Because my baby
it wasn't our fault.
Something.
I don't know what y'all did.
We just brought out what was already there.
But y'all helped to make him. Sigma made him the man that he is today.
Yeah.
I thank God for you guys. And I thank God for Kelvin. So I had to put that out there.
I mean, me and Ian got close when he moved upstairs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, it was me and his world. You know what I'm saying? We really had to live closely because at first he was living downstairs.
With the rats.
Yeah, he was living.
Oh, God.
He was
and the
living
dead birds.
Yeah, he was living downstairs with the rats, with the rough. And then he moved up to the upper side.
Where the squirrels were in the ceiling.
Yeah, it was the squirrels up there, but the squirrels a little better than the rats. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, we had to build some type of relationship because, we interacting with it's our apartment.
Cause y'all gotta share the shower.
We gotta share the shower. We gotta control how people use the shower and the bathroom upstairs.
Right.
So we had to develop this different dynamic with each other, and we got so involved with each other and each other's relationships. It was just like, how could we not be like stupid close? You know what I'm saying? And then that just moved. When we moved to Atlanta, we just kind of kept that vibe going, and that's what it was, man.
That's what's up, because men don't always have that.
Well, it just happened naturally. It wasn't like we just had a conversation about it. It just happened.
That? Like a lot of them don't.
Yeah, and I'm a strict accountability partner now, because I be staying on y'all. I'm trying to be on y'all about the emotion now, and I want y'all to express y'all emotions and be open about it.
That's right. That's right. And you stay on Ian about that. He needs that. He may not ever tell you.
I know.
He may not tell you until on down the line.
Hey.
But I'm telling you, men need that.
Hey, I talk about Ian all the time. He don't even know it. But I be talking about Ian all the time. I talk about him today.
Yep.
I talk about Ian all the time. He don't even know it, because I care about him. I want him to be better. And he might look at it like, this nigga be saying all this stuff to me. But at the end of the day, I just want him to be better. I just want him to be more of himself, and that's it. That's all.
But I just y'all just don't understand how much y'all have grown into these great men.
Oh,
like
Lord.
I remember y'all from back in the day. Like y'all have grown. Like me being a mother, like I would love for my daughter to meet any one of y'all.
Oh wow!
And like that's a compliment
what
because
a
y'all
compliment.
have grown
What
into
a
some
compliment.
great men.
Yes.
For real.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Mom, because I don't think you've ever met Takia before.
We did meet. We met at your party.
Okay, yeah. So Takia is one of the people, like I said, just like Kelvin, I kind of met them. They were that big sister and big brother. They used to get on my nerves a lot when I was younger because they was always on me. But kind of been there because like my mom was saying, like Sigma definitely has raised me because like I said, I joined the frat at such a young age, and I didn't have any brothers, growing up and stuff like that. So it was kind of something I kind of pushed back with because, I was always the kind of younger person around, but I was like, all these older dudes trying to tell me what to do. And I wasn't really used to that,
right.
So it was different, but I definitely learned a lot, learned some bad stuff and learned some good stuff. Weeding it out. So yeah, definitely. But Mom, just before you go, definitely, like I said, definitely appreciate the advice on there as well. But also, what was always me and Jay, my little sister, we always talk about that, like, because a lot of people don't know, but you were also a foster parent. So, which was always strange to us because you were always like, oh, got one more left to get out the house. And as soon as I got out the house and was college, I came home, it's newborn in the house, multiple babies. So Can you talk, not to go too much deep because we know we got stories for days with the foster kids, but what made you want to get into fostering, like especially after you raised 2 young kids by yourself? What made you want to add new kids to the household that wasn't yours at all? You didn't have any real attachment to or anything like that?
Right. Thanks, Ian. That's an excellent question. Yes, fostering's near and dear to my heart. When I was a little girl, I used to dream that I had a station wagon full of children, but I didn't have a husband driving. It was me and all these kids. So I've always loved children. And once I saw that Ian went off to school and then Galen would be gone soon,
Right.
I still wanted the little pitter patter of feet running around. And I just love children, and I have so much. It's a gift that God has given me. I don't take it for granted. Like, I love children. So that's what helped me to go into foster care. I said, if God ever blessed me with a house one day, that I would like to give a child a home that didn't have a home. So once I got my home when I lived in Atlanta, I went and, went down to DFACS and applied for being a foster parent. And I was a foster parent for 7 years. I had over 60 children, ages 3 days to 17 years old. I also taught foster parents, and that was for 7 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking about these kids was from, we saw everything in the house from white, black, Asian,
everything.
Hispanic,
Mexican,
Muslim, Jew, Gentile.
Wow.
Catholic.
Right. And just from that dream, man, you know what I'm saying? That she saw that, and that's
Wow.
crazy that
Yes.
you followed that up and made that happen. Hey, we
Yeah,
all
you have
thank
to
you.
speak it. Oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, seriously, we all thank you, and man,
You have
happy.
raised a great man. I just want you to know that he's awesome.
Thank you.
Caller, this guy.
Thank you. And he's got a great woman, and they're going to be greater together. And they're going to need you guys' support and love and prayers that you guys have always given them. That's what they're going to need even more.
We here. We here and ready. We ready for the rest of the story, man. That's for real, man. We ready for ready for these little ends running around here.
Right,
too.
I'm definitely waiting on that.
Oh Lord! All right, Mama. We're gonna let you go. I'll let you focus on the road. Your car beeping.
Yeah, right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, it means I'm going over thinking. That was my sensor telling me I'm going to the other lane.
Oh
Okay.
Lord!
Oh Lord. Okay.
You need to focus, Mama Ruth.
Right. Thank you, Mama
All
Ruth.
right, Mama. Love you.
All right, love you guys.
All right.
Bye.
I forgot.
Oh shoot. Oh, sorry.
Mama, we sorry.
All right, listen. I'm gonna call my mom right quick, and she already hit me with the be brief.
Oh Lord!
Be brief.
Dang.
All right, let me-
Mama Earlene ain't playing no games.
Mama Earlene ain't playing. Let me see. Hey, we going in deep this episode. Let's go.
Oh, that's the third ring on
Right.
Sprint. That be the first ring.
This how it is.
Are
man.
you talking junk about Sprint?
I got Sprint.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey there, Mama. How you doing?
hold on.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm all right. You are on the Words with KB podcast. We got Ian on the line. You know Ian.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
All right. We got Takia. Dang, you met my mom.
No, I haven't.
What?
Hey, Takia, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I honestly don't know how you ain't
I'm
met.
doing well.
I don't know how you ain't met Takia before.
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Yeah, you know I don't bring too many people around though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But- and
I know.
the people I bring around, they don't be no good anyway. But,
Oh Lord!
Don't say things like that.
you know what I mean? But you know, Takia is best friends with Brittany. You know, that's how we know each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this how I met Brittany. You know, and that's the first.
Oh.
I think that's the first girl you really remember. You know, me
Right.
interact outside of Samantha, but so yeah, we're gonna keep this brief, but we want to ask about basically motherhood, right? You know, how did motherhood change your life? You know what I'm saying? That's I think the focus of this episode is, you know, how did motherhood change you, and how do you feel about that? You know, I really want to lean on how do you feel about these things. So how did motherhood change you?
Well, for me, being a mother, that's your child. That's the child's first role model.
And being a good mother, she gives her children a good foundation of raising good, kind, responsible human beings. And, it's not easy being a mother. You have to learn to lean on others, and being strong and soft can coexist, especially when you're being a mother, because you got to know when to use your tools in being a mother.
Okay. What now? Was there any time where that was difficult? Trying to figure out how, when and where to show your muscle and when to pull back and let them just be themselves.
Well, I think you just have to listen to your child. Then you know which direction to go in.
So you lean more so on like letting the child be who they are, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's what you guys did. Y'all, lean towards being, because you, Kevin, you and Sherrod, y'all like to play the game all the time, and you guys really didn't get out and deal with other people like that.
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, I probably struggle a little bit with like letting people just be who they are. So I'm always expecting a little more, or I'm always like, well, you could have did this. I want to work on that. But these are like just aspects of my personality I just need to work through. What were you saying?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No. So that's that's kind of like the opposite of your perspective on, letting the kid be who they are and all that stuff. And I can see that like very much with my little sisters and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. I wish I should have got that lesson to be more accepting of people's personalities, but I was more so. I don't know. I feel like I was more so not, accepting of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, like I say, you y'all was like each other's friend. Y'all, you guys didn't really go places. To other people's houses.
Nah, we did not. We did not really go to visit other people's houses because it was like a very, I don't know, like a protective. We lived in the country, and in the country, it's not all social willy. You go with your friend and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, who's your friend? And it's like a slim chance that you're going to go spend like, a long time. Yeah, with some other friend, you know what I'm saying? Because that was all, I mean, it's always like maybe a sense of danger, or, you need to be careful in the country for some reason. I guess, I mean, it's obvious. There are reasons for that because dangerous things can happen to you in the country as well as other places in the world. But I don't know. We just always had that. Like our family always put that in. You need to be careful about who you are around, and you need to be careful about your, your surroundings,
your friends,
your friends, and even the stuff you put out into the universe and stuff. So I was very, I think that's probably where I got like my mindset of what, like I was always like aware of different things around me because, everybody always said, we need to be careful about X, Y, and Z, So So can you give any advice to like newer mothers, or like what do you think about like when you were a new mother, like what kind of was shocking to you, or what kind of advice you would give to like a new mother?
Like I said, you just have to be there for your child. You got to instill in them, being good, because that'll take you a long way in life. You know how to be kind to others, treat people like you want to be treated. That takes you a long way in life, in my opinion. And being a young mother these days, I know it's hard. It's totally different when I had you guys, because I had mama and daddy there, to support me and help me with you guys. Right. But today, some of the young girls, they don't have support like I did, because some of the grandmas these days are younger and younger. Yeah, so they want to get out and do their thing. They don't have time to help no grandkids. So, you know, you just have to find somebody that you can lean on and be there for you.
Hey, those are facts.
Real facts.
You know
Big
what I'm
old
saying?
facts.
And I ain't gave you no grandkids, and that ain't happening no time soon.
You have got grandkids.
Right. I got.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem. And none of your boys have you done yet. But
Yeah, but that's it. Maybe one day.
hey,
Don't rush it.
Let me say, don't hold your breath. We don't want to see you turn blue.
I won't.
Where you at, Sherrod?
All right, y'all got any questions for my mom before she goes? She said be brief, so
Nah, we're gonna let Mama enjoy the rest of the day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Kid, you
Mother's
good?
Day.
Man, I gotta let y'all meet too.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
Ian,
meet soon.
Go ahead, Mama. Mama, you know Ian. I've been talking about
Yeah.
Ian for a long time.
Yeah, I know Ian. I know him.
Okay.
Well, we'll meet soon. Kelvin
Okay,
is gonna
all
be
right
my
then.
bromade.
Hey, it's Michaela. I just
Oh,
want to
Lord.
say, Mama wrote a whole script for this thing.
Nah, look, let us hit a script, Michaela. So
She
Michaela
wrote a whole script. She was like,
Michaela my little sister now. Michaela,
She was
go
like,
and expose her
Michaela.
now. Expose her.
You sound like
She was like, Kayla, come help me.
Michaela, go on and expose her. What else she had on the script?
I would see a picture. She wrote a whole script. She was so nervous. She went
Hey.
and talked together.
Mama Erling, you did a great job.
You did good, Mama.
I appreciate you being prepared, Mama. Come
right,
on with your
then.
script. I do the same thing.
Yes, he does.
Right.
But he
That's
tend to go
right.
off script.
Yeah, I go off script, but I
Yeah,
got
oh
a
yeah,
script.
yeah, oh yeah, he will go off her, honey. You have to guide him back round the way he was at.
Now, Mama, ain't nobody asked you all that now.
Okay.
No,
They know. They know.
we got the follow day episode. We're gonna bring my daddy on there. That's gonna be
Lord.
trouble.
Oh Lord. Okay, y'all tell y'all this number go when he brings his daddy on, you all will see what Kevin get his waves from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be very eye opening. I think just hearing.
Yes, it is.
Even every time I talk to my dad, I was like, man, this how I sound, and I'm like, man, I gotta really change the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But Mama, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. I hope you enjoyed the Mother's Day cookout. We had
I
for all
did.
y'all, and
I did.
we'll be back next year to make it bigger and better.
Okay, all right, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay,
Thank
all right,
you.
Michaela.
Okay, bye.
All right, Michaela, you be easy out there. Don't you be on this. Later. You know what I'm saying? Bye.
We don't know.
Okay, I know. All right.
Yeah, you be
Okay,
easy out
then.
there.
Bye.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
See you later.
All right, so we're gonna call in. We're gonna call in a guy actually next, cause we probably got about 20 minutes left on the podcast, man. We appreciate y'all dialing in. Let me see a couple of these comments, man. We got my brother on here. We got All right, let me see what Nisha talking about. So Nisha basically doubled down on us not hanging out with other people other than our family, which is like that's dead on how we were. Let me look. So Tanisha talking about the script. Candace Harvey, don't come for your mom like that. KB, her script is the equivalent of your list. Candace gone. Okay, please go somewhere. Sherrod just making little comments. Tanisha's still here. Okay, so we're gonna call Takia's buddy in. Give me that. Don't say it now. Just show it to me. I don't want to put my man out there like that. So we want guys to call in because I want to know how guys are affected by their mothers and I want to hear their whole stories too. So we calling this number right now. Take me another shot in a second, y'all.
I got a paper to write. No more shots.
Oh yeah, that's it. We gotta get you back too.
Hello.
Mama Takia, you go ahead and run.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is Eddie Sanders.
Eddie, what's poppin', man? You are on the Words with KB podcast where we got my man.
I join in. I listen to your podcast often, bro, and this is the most special podcast that I have ever listened to, and I'm just glad to know that my voice is being heard by KB at the moment, man.
Hey, man, you got KB, Basic Logic, man, Mr. Keith somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? You got a podcast here supporting you, man. We definitely want to hear your story, man. So what you got for us?
What was your relationship like your mom, with your mom growing up?
My relationship with my mother was very, very special growing up. My mama was my best friend. She still remains my best friend to this day. She probably told me a little bit too much.
What now? What you mean by that now?
Listen, I was the kid that knew all the family secrets. So I was sitting at the family reunion knowing all the stuff. That probably grew me up a little bit sooner than what it should have. But yeah, my mom is like my very best friend.
Okay, so how did so you have a very close relationship with your mother?
Absolutely.
Right. What do you think contributed to that relationship? Why do you think, would you consider yourself like a mama's boy?
I've never really saw myself as a mama's boy. I think what it was is I think my mom was a single mom, and I think as a child I was wise beyond my years. And so my mother always found a sense of safety in me as her child.
Okay.
And so I was just very mature, and not only my mom but other adults as well. They would have, very mature conversations with me, and my mom was just happened to be one of those adults.
Okay.
How do you think that impacted you?
Actually, in some ways, it impacted me in a negative way. It impacted me in more positive ways than anything, but in some ways,
what negative way and then what positive way?
Yeah. So negatively, it impacted me because I think that my mom kind of laid certain burdens on me as a child than what she probably should have.
So problems that were too big for a child, pretty much.
Right. But
right.
then positively, it kind of grew me up like really fast. Even now, like as an adult, I see things. I have a strong spirit of empathy, and I'm able to see things from several different perspectives. And people my age, because I'm only 27, but people my age generally are not able to see it in ways that I'm able to see it. And I think that's all due to the way my mother raised me.
Yeah, I think empathy is not a skill that's really passed on. So the fact that you getting that early on, and it's really like later on in people's life that they really start seeing empathy when they get older and they start understanding life. So that's a really dope skill to have early on, especially like 27. Like I didn't have empathy till 30 at least. Trying to, seeing how other people felt about situations, man. Basic, you got any questions for our man about motherhood and how they mothers, how they feel about mothers? You got any comments yourself, man?
I guess, you had already stated that. How do you feel like, because I've seen situations because I guess me and my mom's relationship, I grew up with a single mom as well, but mine was a little different. I feel like my mom kind of more put those things to her and my sister talked on that level. I kind of even when I knew, stuff might not be going right, my mom always put up the strong front with me, and she talked more with my little sister about those things like that. And it kind of, helps you to kind of still be a child, but her and my mom have a different relationship. Like me and my mom have always been regular mother, son, but her and my sister are really tight. Like they talk about
friendship.
More. Yeah, I don't. Some of the stuff they be talking about, my mom.
I don't want to tell you about that.
I don't want to know about that. So that was a little different. It seems like you kind of more had a little bit kind of like the relationship that my mom had with my sister. Or they were kind of real tight. They would talk about different things. Some stuff you didn't want to know. Some stuff you did know. So I kind of think that shapes how you grow up as well. Because me and my mom really didn't get as close, until after I was well out of college and out of the house and stuff. When I really got to appreciate, the bond me and my mom had and things of that nature. And I just, because I know a couple people who unfortunately don't have their mothers anymore. And so,
do you agree with that assessment, bro? Basic.
Listen, I think he hit the nail on the head,
man.
So you get one opportunity to say something to your mother.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Mom, I love you. I thank you for contributing to the man that I am today because I'm a pretty amazing guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it has a lot to do with you. Takia, I was hoping this would be an opportunity to ask you something.
Uh-oh.
No.
Nah, go. This ain't that type of podcast. Go ahead and answer the question, bro. Don't answer. Can I ask? Nah, go ahead and ask.
The answer is no.
As a single mother, will you be looking for a potential stepfather soon?
Oh wow, this a little. My man got the thirst on him.
No.
What you saying? You ain't looking for no stepfathers?
No.
Was you in the comments saying that? Is the
there
girl in red?
Be no step parenting here.
I do want to give a shout out to Takia, who is an amazing mother. No, seriously, she really is. I'm a good friend of Takia's. And just to see her with her children, it just actually motivates me to one day want children myself. She has like two of the brightest children I have ever met, like Marley.
Marley too smart, bro.
Yeah,
Marley too smart, bro.
I tease her and I tell her that she's weird because sometimes like they're like doing Sudoku puzzles for fun, and that's like very weird to me. Because the average child is not sitting around doing Sudoku puzzles and math problems for fun. But it actually speaks to the parent that Takia is. She encourages Marley to be a smart young lady, to be a brave young lady, and also to be a Renaissance woman. Yeah. And I just can't wait to see years down the road who Marley will grow to be and who Martin will grow to be based upon the morals, the values that Takia has instilled upon them as a mother.
Hey, bet. That's dope.
That's so sweet.
Thank you, Takia.
That's bet. Hey, man, thank you for calling in, man. We got one more call to take, man, before we wrap up, man. We didn't want to go too long. So thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you joining the Words of KB podcast, man. Really appreciate the support, bro.
Thank y'all for letting me join. Takia, if you look for that third M, hit me up. All right, now, bye.
That's my buddy Eddie. He's awesome. He's starting his business on-site education. It's homeschooling. So if you're interested, on-site education, on-site ed. But I would definitely hit him up.
That's dope, and he doing that at the right time because a lot more people are homeschooling, especially with technology and stuff. I mean, not y'all teachers, y'all do great jobs, but
thanks.
you could do so much more. Like if at least I feel like in the first couple of years, you should probably homeschool your kids, and then
just set that base standard.
Yeah, the foundation is so important. And I mean, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm a public school teacher, but I sent my child to private school. Like Marlon, her foundation is so strong. Yeah. Like even with like the building of confidence, having that, like her surroundings, like it might be because I'm there at school with her, but she got a ton of vision. Like she don't let the people to the left and the right affect what she trying to do.
That's dope, man.
But her foundation is so strong.
All right, we got one more mother calling in. Then I want to hear your take on motherhood and how it affected you. And then we're gonna wrap this podcast up, man. We really appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Seriously, man.
Yeah, because the seat hurt my butt.
Bro, it's actually pretty good on my butt, bro.
You got childbirth and hips.
Chill out, bro. I do have self-conscious issues with my butt.
What's going on?
I do have self-conscious issues with my butt, though. So don't say nothing about my butt. Chris, what's up?
Nice.
Nothing. How are you?
I'm sorry. You caught half of that. You know what I'm saying? Just don't say anything about my butt, and we'll be okay. Chris, how's it going?
It's pretty good.
Okay, so we know Chris from Fort Valley State University.
Fort Valley.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to try to drink them on the table, but we ended up on the table most of the time.
That seems about right.
No, that was rare.
That tolerance is real low.
Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. Look, it was only one group that could drink us under the table, and Chris was a part of that group. You know what I'm saying? And Chris is also a mother. You know what I'm saying? I met up with Chris the other day, and we had a long conversation about a wide variety of topics, and it was a very good conversation, man. But Ian, Basic Logic, he knows Chris. You want to go and say something, Chris?
Hi, Ian.
Hey, what up, Chris? Long time no speak.
Congrats.
I know. Just saw you just recently. Was that recent?
Bro, yes.
Yeah, just recently.
So I sent that picture to the fellas. I was like, bro, look at Chris.
Yeah, got them papers. I see you. Congrats.
I did yesterday. Thank you.
No, can you speak on that a little bit? Because I feel like that happens your story that happens a lot more than people even notice, and it's so challenging because, like I said, I couldn't even imagine the people that work full time, you know, and go to school. So, you know, you said you had to step away from school at a time, but how did you find the time to go back into school mode? Because right now, if you told me to go write a paper, I'd be like, nah, I'm straight, bro.
As a mom,
take care, love, enjoy.
Yeah, as a mom raising a little black boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to wait until he got old enough and he was more independent. I definitely couldn't do it when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 3, 4, 5. He's really dependent on me and my time. But he's 8 now. He's got his own friends. You know, he's in school, so it opened up some time for me to go back and focus on what I need to do. But that was the only way that I could even do it. When he was younger, I literally could not do it, and that's why I had to leave school because, you know, I was nursing and doing everything else, and I'm not the type of person who wanted to miss out on all those first moments from talking and walking. I just wasn't willing, you know, to sacrifice that. So, you know, I had to just kind of drop out for a while, and it hurt your ego as like a woman and a female especially. And I was like ahead of schedule. You know, I was like just blowing through like it was nothing. I had a great GPA. I was going to come out early. It hurt, and especially when, you know, you think that you're creating life with someone who's going to be there, and then you find that, you know, you have a child and you end up by yourself. You're like, damn.
Right.
I thought I was making all the right decisions, but you know, it's a life lesson, and it worked.
And that's crazy because I honestly didn't even know like all this happened. I didn't know that she dropped out and left.
Nah, I thought you graduated.
I thought she graduated. She was all. I had no idea.
Yeah, everybody thought that, which is crazy to me. I'm like, okay, because, you know, I was there for two, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think everybody just assumed that I graduated because, again, like I said, I was ahead of schedule, so I was taking some senior classes and things like that. I think everybody just assumed I graduated and left.
That's crazy.
And I didn't. I kind of just quietly exited the building.
Crazy. Yeah. You definitely did it quietly because we had no idea. Man, that's crazy. So can you tell us about what's the, you know, a tip for new mothers, or what was the one thing that shocked you most about being a mother?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I couldn't. It dropped. What'd you say?
Yeah, so tell me what's the one thing that shocked you about being a mother?
That shocked me about being I learned that I'm not. Everybody learns about their patience. I think that's like one of the biggest things with moms, and you hear people talk about that a lot because it's really important. Patience. Yeah, like you think you have. Even the people who say they don't have any patience, they think they know where their level is because you deal with your spouse or you deal with your friends. You know, even people who are quick tempered. But when you have a child, that is a whole different level. We've all been pushed to like the breaking point before for different reasons and situations. We've all been there before. But I mean, when you have like a little person pushing you there consistently over and fucking over and over every day or every other day, just and for years and years, you know, it's just a whole new level. And you learn to appreciate yourself and patience. Like, I swear to God, that's got to be, it makes me think about God. Like, that's got to be how he feels sitting up there looking at us. Like, every fucking day, you pray every day. So that's like the biggest thing that I learned. That was the biggest shocking thing. And postpartum depression. That's real. That's real. That's super real. That is a real thing.
So how did you process through a postpartum or for people that go through that? How do you process through that, you think, like, successfully?
Honestly, it took me a year and a half to come out of it. I didn't get any like medication or any help. And then too, again, you know, I got pregnant really young, and I was one of the first people in our little circles to get pregnant. So I didn't even have anybody to talk to about it. I sat in my room and I had the help of my mom and my grandma. You know, I could call on them if I needed them to watch, you know, my son for a little bit. So I could sit up there and even when it would take him, I would sit up there and take the time just to like cry, because sometimes you just have to cry. But it took me about a year and a half to come out of it. Okay. And I just started by like writing down in a journal like what I wished would happen, what I wanted to be better, what I wanted to work on. And then over time, it, became, I can't believe I did that or I accomplished that. This is what I want to do next. And I worked myself out of it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right, Basic, man. You got any questions or comments for Chris?
Well, I guess just to touch on that a little bit, because I think as guys, it's kind of really hard for us to imagine how it is with, the change that you go through physically and mentally from having a child. So like postpartum depression, like is that more of like, is that more of like a physical thing? Because it's like, okay, I had this baby come out of me, I look like this now, or is it like a mental thing, or is it both? Can you kind of like
emotional? Yeah, too.
It's like physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's all the above. And like even for me, I actually snapped back kind of fast. Again, I was young, so the younger you have a child, the easier it is to kind of snap back.
So it wasn't even snap back is physically,
okay. Yeah. Like my body actually went back to normal really fast. So it wasn't that I was like, oh, I look bad now. No, I didn't. But physically, like once you mentally, because I had to leave school, and I'm still young. Everybody else, all of you guys are still going through school. You're still hanging out. You're on campus. You guys are partying. You guys are living it up. Well, where am I at? At home with a child. I don't have a life anymore.
You're being responsible.
And that hurts. And then you have so many different hormones and everything that's out of whack. It like you don't see, you literally cannot see everything around you how it is. So you can have a great life. You can have people who love you, but all you see is people who are always watching over you or telling you what you can't do, or you see people trying to talk to you and be like, "Are you okay? You should really be doing X, Y, Z." And in your head, you hear all they're doing is judging you, and they think that but it's because it's a mental thing. It kind of, it's like for a little while, it makes you kind of go crazy. It really does. And you have like these insane thoughts. That's why you hear about moms doing crazy things with their kids. You have these insane thoughts and feelings that come out of nowhere. Like you literally just feel like, you're not good enough. Why did you have a child? It's like, it's a whole punishment. I should just kill myself. It's thoughts that come out of nowhere. And it's physical because it hurts. It mentally, like it puts you in such a place that even getting up in the morning, it hurts. Your body hurts. My arms hurt. My legs hurt. My head hurt. Everything hurts. Just to move, I have to use all of my energy just to get up and move to the other side of the room. Just to get up and go to the bathroom.
And that's crazy because I mean, just from a male's perspective, like men don't go and do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it makes me like we not taking responsibility for like what the fuck, our participation in this shit. Cause I ain't never heard a man describe anything like that. Like those type of emotions or that type of, like none of that shit where he feels like he's lesser than whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or he feels none of that. So it's like, that's fucking crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you sharing that, man, cause men don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? They feel they just
y'all
don't.
Just stressing them out even more. Women, y'all just stressing young women out even more, and they already going through it.
They going through all that shit, man. So we really need to just be appreciative of women, man. And these laws is coming out. It's like trying to control women, man. It's men who don't have that appreciation for women, and they just want to control them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So man, that is just all eye opening to me. You know what I'm saying? You telling your story and me relating it back to men in general. So man, I really appreciate that. Takia, you got anything you want to add? And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode.
You're awesome. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much.
Your story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna have Chris on the podcast one day if she don't back out. if she don't back out,
I'm ready. I'm with it. We're gonna have fun. I'm ready.
You already know we're gonna have some fun now. If you don't get scared now, come on now. We go nations now. Come on now. But
whenever y'all ready, let me know.
I got you. All right, Chris. Thank you for calling in. Coming on the Words of KB podcast. Thank you.
Holla.
Okay, no problem. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, man. So this is the time for wrap up. Yeah, it's time to go. So, Basic Logic, go ahead and give us your wrap up, man. What you think about the episode, and then we're gonna go with Takia. I want to know what you feel about motherhood, how it affected you, and then we're gonna wrap up.
You know, like I said, great episode. Everybody knows how important and how irreplaceable that mothers are. You know, and like I always tell people every Mother's Day, you know, regardless of what your relationship is with your mother, if your mother is still on this earth, make sure you reach out to your mama. You know, tell you love her and that you appreciate her. Especially if you don't do it no other day, do it today, because you know tomorrow's not promised, but you only get one mama. You might have people that is in that place, but everybody knows, anybody who's ever, you know, had the relationship with a mom is only one person that's gonna love you like your mama.
Ikea. What am I saying?
So the question to you is a little more. So we want to know, you know, what about, you know, we're wrapping up the episode, so you can talk about how you felt about the episode. About specifically, I want to know, like, you know, how motherhood affected you becoming a mother.
Motherhood has changed me a lot. You know, I was very mean, very impatient. So that's one thing that has changed. I'm very more nice. I'm very more tolerant of others. I used to be very, you know, non-tolerant of people and others.
For sure.
So I think I've grown in that aspect after being a mother. And I think I'm much more tolerant of different behaviors.
For sure. I agree.
I just want to say nobody tries you more than your second child. Their second child is a whole different beast.
Number two.
And it's the truth that everything changes with the second child. Like, they're totally different personalities. And I also want to just say I am that mother that if I buy myself something, I got to buy my kids twice that just because I feel selfish. So one of those things that I was before having kids, I was very selfish. I was very self-involved. But becoming a mother, you can't be that way because you have to think about, I think we talked about this earlier, not only just you, but your children's future. And so that has been one of the other things. Like, I just don't do what I want to do because I want to do it, but I have to think about two other individuals who depend on me. And Lord, no, I want to throw that second one away all the time. She keeps saying that.
Bro, stand there more.
I want to throw it away.
Don't listen to it, bro. Don't listen to it, bro. Oh man, so yeah, this is a good episode, man. Yeah, man. I mean, those call-ins were like powerful. Just getting those different perspectives on, because it shows you the wide range of motherhood. Like, we didn't even touch on it's so many different aspects of motherhood we didn't even touch on, man. And how do we not, you know, look at women as a powerful force? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you look down on women? Right. You know what I'm saying? How? Like, it don't make sense. Like, if comparatively, men are super weak. Men are like not embracing their emotions, right? Running away from their emotions because they're too weak to handle them. You know what I'm saying? Not dealing with the responsibility of childbirth. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things men just, I just want to go to work and bring home the bacon. That's easy.
Turkey bacon.
Definitely, that's the easy part.
If women had a choice to go and make the same amount of money or more, and they could just bring home the bacon and shit just worked after that, what would you choose?
I'd definitely be a man.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna just be a guy and I don't give a fuck and I'm gonna just do that. So, I mean, just, I don't know, just I always feel like that when I hear women's stories, and you know, and it's not like stories of triumph. It's like, these are regular stories. Every day, this is just what they deal with, man. So
and it's actually kind of amazing.
It's dead amazing, you know what I'm saying? But it's every day for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a standard.
But it's and nobody gives women credits
they don't.
For what they are able to do.
They don't. They
despite whatever they have going on. I don't care what class you are in, but being a mother is like another added dimension. We should get some credit for on our resume for stuff like that.
That's for sure, man. So after all that, man, thank you every motherfucking mom I know, man.
Lord, you have to say it like that.
Thank you.
Every motherfucking mom I know, thank you. Cause I love all you. I love y'all, cause niggas not gonna go through all the shit y'all go through. If niggas had the responsibility of bearing children, that shit would look so totally different. So I respect, women going through all the bullshit we put them through, and I hope they become stronger and start checking niggas on their bullshit, because I think that's gonna bring better children and better relationships, and shit'll be good. But right now I think it's good for us to have these conversations. It's good that the millennials, which is us, are being more responsible in their relationships. We're telling our kids, I hope, to express yourself more,
right.
Loving on them more, and eliminating this toxic masculinity that's going around. But I appreciate y'all tuning into this podcast, man. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Words with KB Podcast. And if you really want to be involved, fuck with us on the Facebook page, Words with KB Podcast, and you can help us develop new show topics and different stuff. We're going to be doing some giveaways soon. We got the mugs out. We got the T-shirts. So we want to get some merchandise in your hands. And I just want to give it away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to put some codes out there for some new podcast stuff. So we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We'll be back on, I think, Wednesday. But we are continuing our Tuesday schedule to release content. So the official podcast episode will come out on Tuesday, man. Y'all look out for that. Make sure you share that shit. Make sure you tag us on Instagram, Facebook, all that, man. We really appreciate it. But y'all take it easy, man. I think we out of here, man. Peace.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.